early on PlayStation.
Eddie V,
See you soon, brawlers.
LeRon Dawkins.
Hi.
And the good man himself, Mr. Austin Campbell.
Hey, what's up?
We are watching the State of Play, and right now they just did Knockout City, so
Time for
they got
something
more
new.
games coming.
Here's
We
your
just,
first look at an
witnessed
upcoming
Crash 4
PS5
Bandicoot,
game from the team
and
at
14 for
Slowclap.
PlayStation 5, and Returnal for PlayStation 5, which looks beautiful.
A game by Slowclap.
This game gives me some Yakuza vibes.
This is Indy.
Yo. Wait, what was up with that?
I guess it's like a die repeat kind of thing.
Is that gonna be the theme of games for the next couple of years now? Live, die, repeat stuff?
It feels like it.
Are you talking about Sifu?
I guess.
It looks like Yakuza
Yes.
almost.
Oh, I forget. You're slightly ahead.
That
You're
was the
slightly ahead of
debut
us on the stream.
Sifu, coming to the PS5
Yeah.
console
What's
later
up,
this
Useful
year.
Buzzard 13? How's it going?
Now let's get an update on Solar Ash, an epic new PS5 adventure from Heart Machine.
If the audio's a little off, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a last minute thing.
Yeah. I'm a little ahead, so I might be reacting differently than the rest of them.
Which is okay. That's fine.
Oh, I'm excited about this game actually.
Solar Ash.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Preston, creative director of Heart Machine. You might know us as the team behind Hyperlight Drifter.
Ah.
Today, I'm here to show you the first peek at gameplay for our new title, Solar Ash.
Does look beautiful. I like the font, like the cover of it.
Solar
Oh, yeah.
Ash is a huge, stylish 3D platformer focused on speed, movement, and fluidity. The game is set inside a giant black hole known as the Ultra Void, which has been consuming everything.
I wonder how long they've been building this
You
game.
play as Ray, a daring void.
John, how's our
who's
audio
decided to
sounding?
venture into
The
this
audio of the video
terrifying anomaly
versus the audio
as a
of
last-ditch
us
effort
talking.
to save her homeworld. Ray is extremely agile, able to speed
Austin,
across
what are you
the
thinking
world
so
with
far?
abilities akin to skating. On the ashen clouds, she can
I'm liking
quickly
what they're
cover
showing.
great
They're showing
distances in our
gameplay.
huge world.
We got the Returnal gameplay. We got Solar Ash
At its
gameplay
core,
now.
They're
Solar
show-
Ash
yeah, they're
is
showing
a game about
everybody's gameplay
movement, and Ray
so
has
far.
everything she needs to flow through the dangerous and unique world.
All right, good, perfect. We missed the first couple of games due to some. Well, the stream missed the first couple of games due to some issues with audio syncing and everything. But now we're good to go.
As you
hopefully.
journey to save your planet, you'll find yourself face to face with grotesque and violent creatures. Our combat system is simple, fast, and fluid, built to empower players and encourage flow. As you explore the
This
Ultra,
looks good. I like this.
enemy encounters
Yeah.
will scale to greater and greater sizes. Some of these creatures require speed and precise timing to defeat.
I wasn't a huge fan of Hyperlight Drifter, but I'm liking the way this game looks.
I like the way this game looks.
Ray will eventually need to face the massive sentinels of this void, wretched, starved beasts that hold the key to her quest.
I want to say it looks like an action platformer in a sense.
Which I thought it was an RPG when I first heard about
Solar
it.
Ash is Heart Machine's
Hey, Austin,
vision
do you
of
have
the adventure
after this? Do you have a
platformer.
few minutes? We
The
can
giant spaces,
our
field
little
movement,
thrown
the flow of
together
combat,
Crossroads
and the
bonus
high-stakes
episode
battles atop enormous beasts.
Oh, yeah, sure.
for some of the
All
news
come
bits we
together
had
to bring
earlier.
players something we think is incredibly unique, and more importantly, fun.
Oh boy.
Ed, you're welcome to join.
This
we have
game
a
is
we
a
have a
labor of
couple of
love
we have a couple of
for
topics we just
everyone
want to
on the
touch on
Heart
from
Machine team.
that
We're excited
we
to bring
decided to
Solar Ash
audible.
to PS5 and
Oh
PS4.
yeah, I'm
last
off
week.
today. I'm off today, so I love
Yeah, I
it.
mean it won't be long. It won't be long. Solar Ash 2021.
Yeah, I put
It's
it
on
up.
my.
I'm
It,
out.
If you're
It's
a
on
fan
my
of
list.
scary games, this
Yeah,
next one is for you.
it's not day one for me, but it's on my list.
Yeah, it'll be a game that you know what? It's gonna sound bad, but PS Plus.
Is this
I'll wait
FNAF?
till it comes to PS Plus.
Is this FNAF?
Yep.
One more. Are you ready?
And I am horrified.
Oh, Friday Night at Freddy's.
FNAF.
How many games are of this series?
I think there's 2 main games, but there's a whole bunch of expansions for those games. So I think this is technically the
I
third.
know there's at least 3 games.
Oh, there's at least 3. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
I'm not
at
the
least
I'm not the
3, and
biggest
maybe a
I'm not the biggest
spin-off.
follower.
Gregory, we can get you out of here. You and me together.
I liked the first 5 Nights. I didn't want to play the second and third one, but I would be down to play this.
They won't stop hunting you.
Yeah, this
None
looks
of
like
them
what
will
I
stop
this looks like what I
hunting
would like to play.
Yeah. Like surviving a Chuck E. Cheese, basically. Like, I'm down.
We have to get you out by morning.
Looks like it'll be in a mall or something.
Yeah.
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, then you will. Both of you burn!
You know, unless we're doing a talk
There
the
is
walk
more
for
going
this,
on here
I think I'm gonna pass on this one.
Do you think it's a walking simulator, though?
It feels like it.
Nah, this is not a walking simulator. This is Alien Isolation.
That was a chilling new look
I feel
at
like it's
Five Nights
Alien
at Freddy's
Isolation
security
or like
breach.
Outlast, where you can't do anything but hide.
Up next,
Well,
let's
that's how
take a
Summer
tour
was,
of Oddworld
in a sense.
Soulstorm.
Oddworld
somewhat-
Soulstorm.
Hi,
Oh,
I'm
we-
LeRon Lanning,
oh, are we
creative
keeping a list of
director
the games
at
that were featured
Oddworld
on here?
Inhabitants. Today,
Yeah.
I'm going to take you on a brief
We had
tour
Crash
of our
4,
newest game,
then we had
Oddworld
Returnal.
I don't
Soulstorm.
know.
They've always known.
Sifu
you
was
would
next.
come. Do
Sifu.
you know why you have?
Solar.
In
Knockout.
Soulstorm, you
Knockout
reprise
City.
the role of Abe,
Knockout. It was Knockout
accidental
City
hero
then
turned
Solar.
unlikely
Sifu.
leader
Oh,
of an
the Sifu.
emerging
Okay, yeah, that's
revolution.
right.
As you do battle through weird and wonderful environments
And then I
in an
think,
effort
Solar
to escape
Ash.
the
Solar
all-powerful
Ash,
and
and
eternally
then we just
greedy
had Five
Gluckons.
Nights.
Yeah.
We really wanted to bring this world to life with what we
And now
call
we're on Oddworld
2.9D
Soulstorm.
platforming, which adds much more depth and immersion for the player. This sense of connection is also reinforced through the use of the DualSense's haptic feedback, as you'll now be able to feel Abe's heartbeat in high alert and suspenseful situations. There are well
six
over
right around.
1,000 fellow Mudokons that you must
1,
try
2,
to
3,
save
4,
along
5,
the
6,
way.
7.
But they are far more than
Okay.
helpless workers looking to be saved. When used effectively, you'll be able to solve puzzles, harness their combined
John and his
energy,
little brother
and be
Josiah
given
are on the
tools
stream with
they
us right
need
now.
to fight alongside you.
Oh, nice.
They're
And
the
there will
kids
be
of one of my
times when the
really,
extra
really,
hands
really,
will be
really
needed
good
as you
friends.
face off against an
from South
array of
Carolina.
heavily armed enemies that will stop at nothing to find and end
Yeah, so we
Abe
got some
once
young
and
ones.
for
So
all.
we'll try to keep our language in check.
In order to stand a chance against this much larger threat, we gave Abe the ability to scavenge,
Is
loot, and
Oddworld just
pickpocket
Pikmin?
items from his surroundings
Is
and
Oddworld
use
like
them to
Pikmin,
craft
pretty
an
much?
impressive arsenal of his own that he can share with others.
This it's
You can
not
also
for me.
play as a
I'm still
non-lethal
just-
pacifist
I don't
or
know.
an agent of chaos.
Oddworld's like
We
a
wanted you to
legacy
have the
game.
choice.
This game has been around
But
since
there is
PS1.
one iconic ability
Yeah,
for our
that's where it
shamanic
first started.
protagonist, possession. This mystical power allows
always
you to
heard
take
of
control
Oddworld
of
and
your
all the
foes
games.
and use their strengths
I think
and
there's even,
weapons
like, some
against them,
spin-off
or
type
use them
games
to
of it
gain
too.
access
Yeah, like
to
Oddworld
tasks
Stranger.
still ahead.
Oddworld Stranger was a spin-off game. That's one of the more
the
popular
Oddworld
ones in the
universe
series.
is a diverse
There was
place,
supposed to
and
be
this
5
means that there are some
stories. So it's
environments
supposed
and
to be 5
situations that
games,
require a little more
each
thought,
having their
patience,
own
and
story,
stealth.
but yeah, connected.
You'll find
And
dark
all
and
of that-
dangerous
that
caves,
changed
heavily
over the
guarded
years.
industrial sites, and ancient forgotten lands. Here, we've built lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find different ways to handle things. It won't be easy. If being hunted by an army backed by a shady and wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural obstacles, ancient traps, trials against swarming
Real quick
dark
shout out to
creatures,
George Trevor.
and
Thank you for the
industrial
follow.
hazards that must be dodged, crossed, and avoided. Ultimately, Abe's journey is one of hope, freedom, and truth. There is a rich and engaging narrative to discover in a world full of lies. and we've been able to bring our characters to life like never before. In true Oddworld fashion, your actions in-game will decide the fate of Abe and all those you
This is
manage
the
to liberate along the
third
way.
game in that?
And we can't wait to see
No.
what you
In
will
Ace
do.
Odyssey or 4?
I think it's like the
Here we
fourth.
go.
Hold on, Austin. Curb it. We're a little bit behind you. April 6th. I wasn't expecting it like in 2 months.
That was the latest on Oddworld
Get ready,
Soulstorm.
boys.
And here's some exciting news. Active PlayStation Plus members will get the PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April. PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April.
Yes. Oh yes.
LeRon, it's time to catch up with
Logan's
Kena
probably
Bridge of
doing
Spirits,
something,
a
you know what I'm
gorgeous
saying?
new adventure we
Yeah.
all
We have
saw in
kids
the June
watching.
PS5 showcase.
I've been excited for this game.
Me too.
I cannot wait for this game.
I wonder how the delay helped.
This will be the 6th game in the Oddworld series. Actually, New and Tasty was a remake, if I'm not mistaken.
The rocks are
Okay.
quite fond of you. They're usually timid.
Oh man, y'all are really behind me.
Yeah.
Sometimes
How about you
our
refresh?
food did not
Wait,
come
actually, we
before
refresh
dinner.
our browser and
Looking
you'll
for
fast forward us.
ornaments.
That's weird. Why are you so?
I seek passage to
I
the
don't know.
Sacred Shrine.
Okay.
Right, because I'm
When
I'm
hey, when the Kenna trailer
Oh,
ends for you, you pause yours, and I'll tell you when to start back up. Okay?
But that
Pause
power
yours.
faded.
yeah, because I'm watching straight from Sony's.
Yeah, I'm
PlayStation.
on Sony's State Play site too. If you don't mind, Austin.
Yeah,
Yo.
I'll pause.
This game. This might be my game of the year.
See if you get it.
This might be my game of the year. Oh my god.
Trapped spirits linger here.
That'd be
Tangled
crazy
in the
if this
tragedy
outshines
of our
beyond
past.
good and evil.
You must help these spirits.
Of course, I'll outshine Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil's never gonna come out.
But that's 2. I mean, the original one.
You have to go now.
Oh. Awesome. When we look at Kingdom Bridge of Spirits, can we not see like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Avatar: Legend of Korra? Like, if that was a game.
I can see it a little bit. A little bit.
Can be healed, but you cannot stay here, Spirit.
I mean, this is very fantastical though. Look
You
at
must move
look
on.
at these enemies.
Oh, yeah. You know what kind of gives me vibes?
Oh snap!
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
Alright. I finished.
All right, so you pause your screen.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you as soon as the trailer ends up on our.
Path of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
Oh, August 24th. That's good.
August 24th. Okay. All right, go.
Now let's settle in for a stylish new look at Deathloop,
Deathloop.
Okay.
a PS5 first-person shooter developed by the team at Arcane.
Cole,
What?
you'll never ever break this loop.
There's no never here. Just you, me, and the rest of these maniacs.
Bring it, baby.
I could honestly say Nintendo and PlayStation got a good lineup for August with games.
I mean, it's easy to say they both have a good lineup. Microsoft has no lineup right now.
They
And that's
haven't shown-
that's not shade.
Right. It's really not. We don't know what's coming from it when they're going to release stuff.
I still don't know what I think about them.
I kind of gave up on it. Because I'm like, is it a arena-based game or is it a story?
What this?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a story.
This is a story. This is a story, and it'll probably have like arena multiplayer. But this is a story-driven game.
Okay, this is starting to look a little better than that.
Yeah, looking better than what we've seen previously.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, thank you if you're just now checking out the surprise stream for Crossroads and State of Play on my channel. Thanks very much. If you guys were liking it, show me some love out in the Twitch chat, please. Thank you. I'm hoping this game has some really good gunplay.
The only thing that worries me is it's Dishonored. People made Dishonored,
Yeah.
and I cannot buy it, no matter how hard.
I'll tell you what though, I love I love his antagonist, like Home Chick. I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, you guys know me. I like strong women. Oh! Ooh.
I wonder if they stole ideas from Prey.
Yeah, all these cinematics we're seeing right now, like this doesn't know a story. There's a story campaign.
Boy, do I got a bone to pick with you.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
What to do
Mm-mm-mm.
the bullet is the same, but the kill is always new.
Now here's the question. Here's the question. Do you think we only control the dude who we see in the video, or do you think we can switch between both the dude and the girl?
You can switch between both.
You think
'Cause
so?
they had, yeah, because in the first trailer, it showed it where you could switch.
They did? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I think it was. It may have been the second trailer.
Before we leave, how about a huge
When they showed it, 'cause
update
they
for one
showed
of
that you could
2020's
play as
most
her.
celebrated games?
Because the game really was supposed to only focus on the dude and the girl.
Oh, Final Fantasy!
Cloud, quickly! Barrett!
Give me a break.
Jesse!
You think we're getting part 2 this quick?
No, it's just an update for PS5.
Come on, let's push it past the red line.
Now it's my turn.
See, this reminds me I gotta get back on this game.
Yeah, you still haven't been in it yet, have you?
Nope.
A touching reunion.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar.
Let your mom know nobody's worried about her. And also let her know I've muted her on
Hunter
Messenger.
and Elite Special Forces operative for the new Wutai government.
Alright,
Proof
Yuffie.
to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you. What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe.
Where's Cloud?
We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay, though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the
All right.
reactors. Cool. Should we say
DLC?
hi?
No, better not. After
Yeah.
what they've done, you gotta assume
Yeah,
Shayna's
because
on
I don't
the tail.
recognize this guy at all.
Look, a Moogle.
Right.
Oh, this dude again.
We gotta help.
So this must be something taking place during the main quest.
Oh, snap. That's cool.
No freaking way!
Boss!
Now, where have we seen that from?
Guys should
That was
probably get
directly from Advent Children.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do. But I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
7 remake.
It's integrate.
Integrate.
Now, let the hunt begin.
June
Oh
10th.
wow!
Side by side.
Get down here, Merc.
Oh, glad I waited on this game.
Yes. I hope I'm getting the enhancements because I have the PS4 version. Even though it looks very impressive right now.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if PS4 get it integrate too. That DLC.
I swear, if you guys had told me like 2 years ago that I'd actually, get all hot and bothered about the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack, I'd have been like, shut your mouth.
Man, the game soundtrack is amazing.
Yes, it is. It is. I actually imported the soundtrack too.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Look at the ray tracing and HDR and the lens. Quality of life. Oh, nice. Okay, so I have Oh, they're adding difficulties in.
Yeah. Oh, so the
I'll believe that. I'll believe that when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it live. Oh, of course. Photo mode, is that like a thing now?
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima got some.
Real awkward when my wife.
I give it a Sucker Punch for Ghost of. Yeah, I give it a Sucker Punch for Ghost of the Shell. That photo mode is the best, man. That's awesome.
Yo. So we're getting Yuffie early because we didn't beat her. We didn't beat her in Midgard.
You see that?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just gonna be a separate storyline though.
Yep.
It's
Maybe.
Like a side story DLC.
So it's running. This one is running. Still through the first game, because there's a part where Cloud does get lost, where he falls down, in Final Fantasy VII. So now it's those two. It's those
New
two
episode.
stories
New
that's
episode featuring Yuffie.
Yeah, because this one was never in the regular Final Fantasy.
That was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, coming to the PS5 console later this year. And that's our show. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come in 2021. See you next time.
I called it though. I said we're gonna see Final Fantasy VII Remake news. I just thought it was gonna be episode 2.
All right, so that was the state of play. They showed 10. They did show the 10 games around. I believe.
Yeah, those 10 games. Yep.
The 10 games.
Yep.
So,
as a matter of fact, if we roll through this real quickly, hang on a second. I just need to make a quick adjustment so we don't get bombarded by any noise or anything from the browser. All right. So yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we started with Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Then it was Returnal, which is one of the games that I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Then we had the reveal of Knockout City for PlayStation for PlayStation. I'm not sure if it's I believe it's PS4 and PS5, right?
Yes, it is.
It's at both.
Okay. And then we had a surprising game that surprised me, Sifu, which I think I'm going to check that out. Hang on, we need to make some adjustments here to the lighting. There we go. That's better. All right. Then we had gameplay for Solar Ash. We also had gameplay for Five Nights. Five Nights at Freddy. I didn't get the actual full name of that game. Five Nights at Freddy. What is it?
Security Breach or something?
Yes. There we go. Oddworld Soulstorm, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which That's another one of my that's a day one purchase for me.
Yeah.
On this list, actually, day one purchases would be Returnal and Kenna. And I will get the and then we had another Deathloop reveal. And the finisher was the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade Special, which is additional DLC to the game. And that one, we actually had a definite date for. That's June 10th, 2021.
And we had Solar Ash as a deep dive.
I mentioned that.
Oh, I think you. Okay.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, I think this gameplay was good. That they did a lot of deep dives explaining what we're going to be getting and looking forward to.
Honestly, I think everything they showed today, there was gameplay or something associated with it, so we actually saw the game in action.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people love about when directs and state of plays and even the Inside Xbox, when they do stuff like this and actually show what we're getting, that makes us hyper for the game. Kind of want to ask you guys, what did you take away from this? From this one?
That Sony's the best.
Well.
Come on, we run a PlayStation show.
I'm thinking anyone who really thought that there was going to be a bunch of new statements made, new games showed, and Horizon and God of War, that all those people are going to be disappointed. I never really expected that, but we got what a lot of people have been complaining about, and that is, where's the gameplay? Stop showing us trailers, and that's exactly what they gave us.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that, Austin, because we've already got the date for Ratchet and Clank, so there's no more need to expound upon that.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that Gran Turismo has been pushed, to looking like till next year. So obviously they're not going to show. They probably won't show anything new on GT7 until later in this year. And it'll probably fall into place right around the time they want to say something about Horizon. Mm-hmm. I'm actually. It was pretty exciting reveal of all these games. I mean, I wasn't expecting Crash Bandicoot to lead the way, right at the bat. But Crash 4, it's about time. It's gotten phenomenal reviews and stuff, and people can't say anything bad about it besides the fact that it's kind of hard, But
yeah,
everybody will complain that the game's hard. The shocker for me was that new one, Sifu. Like that one, you know what? That looks like a game I will actually play.
Yeah, I think I was looking at the art style and I was just trying to think. I'm like, this looks familiar, like art style wise. But I think that's a game that I will wait to get more detail on because of course it's still in development. But I like the way that it looked. I like this. I like what they were going for with it.
Oh, the stream's being rated right now.
What happened?
No. We're getting a raid on Twitch right now, which is all cool. Strictly Casual Official, thank you for the host, and welcome to 11 viewers. We're just doing a quick recap of the state of play for Sony.
Yeah. Solar Ash got me hooked. Looks like a more action platformer kind of game. Almost kind of like Kenna in a certain way, but those are two different games. Like Kenna has that Insomniac B-Team kind of feel to it that is still good. Like even from the first day to play that we seen last year when they was introducing PlayStation 5, I always wanted the game. So I love that. Returnal looks like a AAA game. Like I didn't expect House Marquee to go from arcade games to like this very detailed and visual world, but still maintaining this kind of like fast action gameplay.
Same
with it.
Same.
So, I think me and you, LeRon, when we first seen Returnal, we were just like, who? I was trying to figure out who made the game because I was like, I need this like right now.
Awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot.
I will say this: the state of play really so why PlayStation 5. Will have games for the system. Once the system comes more available and more of these games rolled out, it is going to be the system that everybody's going to have something to look forward to. Be playing a lot of great AAA and indie
Crash Bandicoot Warp left off.
Well, Sony said in the announcement, Sony said they were not playing. When they announced PS5, they said they weren't going to play around like they had in previous console generations. I mean, if you look at a track record with PS4, for example, it came out very strong with the PS4 also.
Mind-bending adventure
Sony's learned from a lot of their mistakes from the PS3 They learned from a lot of their mistakes from PS3. We just saw recently there's an announcement for PSVR. It's coming back. On an earlier Crossroads show, we had predicted PSVR wouldn't probably be back until halfway through the PlayStation 5's life cycle, and we've already started getting announcements for it. So that's
with the weight of the universe on your shoulders.
Well, I think Sony had to start talking because once again, like I think after the release of PlayStation 5, Sony has been quiet. In a sense.
You can
so
feel
now
the Neocortex's
they're
DNA changing
like,
radar.
kind of like media road. Like let's get this information out so we can get our community and ecosystem ready for what's coming for this year. That they can look forward to something.
Looking to get fully immersed in the Crash Bandicoot universe?
Right now it's been 4 months
up to 11
since the PlayStation
and
5
take your
been
audio
out,
into an
and there
all-new
hasn't really been
dimension.
a need for a lot of people to get the system. In a way.
Well, yeah, that's true, but also it's also been quiet from Sony because you gotta look at two major factors. You got the pandemic that's been happening, and you've got the console shortage. Because the console shortage is on two fronts, though, because of course the scalpers are ruining the market for hardware all around. People can't find Xboxes. People can't find PlayStations. People are starting to have a hard time finding Switches. We're not even going to talk about PC people and their woes with just tech, with just graphics cards and CPUs and stuff like that. Thank God there's not available.
Check out the PlayStation blog for full details. Whether it's your first playthrough
but yeah, so they're fighting a whole bunch of
100th,
things on
there's
a
no
whole bunch
better
of different
time to
fronts here.
experience Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time on PlayStation 5.
Right now, there's also another shortage. There's a shortage of actual hardware that's coming out of production lines. You know, to
Gang's
help
all here
bolster
on
these
today's
GPUs
new edition
and
of
CPU
State of Play.
production
We've got
and
some
things
great
like that.
updates lined up
So
too.
I can honestly understand why both. Why
First,
Sony
let's check
and
out
yes,
the
I will
latest
also
on an
extend the hand
eagerly
to
anticipated
Microsoft why
game
they've
coming
been
to the
quiet.
PS5
It's
console
really,
this spring
it's really
from
hard right
PlayStation
now, you know,
Studios.
to talk about things that
Hey
you want to
everyone,
do when
we
you
at
can't even
Housemarque
get
are
the systems
excited
in
to give you
everybody's
this
hands
sneak
right now.
peek at
Right.
Returnal.
Even though I'm
Returnal,
the host
you
of a
will play as
Nintendo
Celine,
podcast.
an Astro
Last week
Scout
we seen the
who
Nintendo
crash
Direct.
lands on
What,
an
2 weeks
alien
ago?
planet.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
After
ago we seen the
receiving a
Nintendo
mysterious
Direct, and
signal,
they were
White
just showing
Shadow.
people, okay, this is what we
Players will
got
explore
planned
this
for
inscrutable
at least
dark
up until
planet
August.
in
All of
search
these
for answers
this stuff.
and
We don't
unfold
have no
mysteries,
first party stuff,
which
and
may point to a larger force at play.
it's gonna be weird because with the state of play, there
Dashing
really
and
wasn't.
quickly
I think there
maneuvering
was
your
no
way
first party
above
stuff
and
at
around
all.
enemies
And I
Returnal?
don't-
survival in Returnal.
Is Returnal first party?
Returnal's first party. That's in-house from the Sony studio.
Oh, what is it? I thought Housemarque was independent.
Housemarque is a Sony studio now.
When did they buy him?
I don't think they ever bought them.
Actually,
I think
okay,
they just
maybe
really
Housemarque
they're
is
just
not
really
is-
close.
And the vast number of
but
unique moves
Returnal
which possess
Returnal's right
combat
now it's a
situations
PlayStation
prove challenging
exclusive.
no matter what the score.
It does not sound like there's any
Death
plans for it to
is
go
only
anywhere
the
else. It may
beginning.
show up on PC, which by the way, there was an announcement for some more PlayStation titles coming to PC.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Every
and
time
Final
you
Fantasy
die and
7
restart,
Final Fantasy
the
7
world will
remake is still
change.
exclusive right
The map
now.
will be different.
Like I was actually shocked that we hadn't heard any news about episode 2 because like the game will officially be a year old
Here you
in
can see
April.
the use of the lightning alt fire, which is great for crowd control.
Yeah,
This is
it got
one
delayed
of
in
many
April.
alt fires that you can
That's
acquire
right.
in
Yeah.
the game.
Well, it doesn't. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, it runs 1 year from whatever time it launches. Like that doesn't change.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be in March and it got delayed to April. Yeah.
Yeah.
You will stumble across
so,
mysterious devices.
I
that
think
can grant
right now,
rewards
because
to
it's
the
going to be
player.
weird because
These will vary from
we'll probably be
weapons,
checking Twitter
consumables,
later
and
on today
upgrades, and they
and
can
seeing what the
completely change your
reactions
playstyle
was of
and
people
make
going to be
you cycle
upset that they
through
didn't
the
show
game.
no first party. Because it's going to be like,
I mean, why are people gonna be
Besides
upset
the
though?
intense
because
combat,
people
Returnal
were
also has a
upset
deep
that
and
Nintendo
engaging
didn't give
narrative.
their first
We
party
allow
stuff.
players to
Okay. Let's discuss that. Let's discuss that real quickly. People,
hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. It's that people were mad for the Nintendo Direct because they didn't show Metroid, Bayonetta, or Zelda. People were mad about those 3 games.
Now, why specifically would they be mad about those 3 games though? Why specifically?
Because I think they're highly anticipated.
Not just that.
Hold on. I think they're highly anticipated, but Horizon and God of War should also be considered as highly anticipated games.
Yeah,
even though they were shown, well, not much God of War, but Horizon 2 was shown more. the talk of it fell away.
Okay, so here's what I'll say real quickly on those 3 games: Horizon, God of War, and I'll even throw in Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
those are 3 games. Those are 3 games that were initially talked
Returnal
about.
lands
for,
on April 30th.
For
and
all
it's
3 of those
developed by the
games,
talented
like
team
they
at
only
House
showed
Marque.
teasers. They didn't show anything. They only
Next,
showed
let's take a
teasers. Like
closer
God
look
of
at a
War was probably even the
high-impact
worst
new
teaser.
PS4
Like
game
they showed
called
more. They
Knockout
showed more
City.
content for Gran Turismo, which has now been delayed than they did for God of War.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
We had
Hi, I'm Josh from Bellin Studios.
around the edge.
We're an indie developer based in New York, and we recently announced Knockout
well,
City,
I
a
think it's
team-based
different just
multiplayer action game
because
for
those games are not
PS4
coming
where
out
rival
this
crews settle their scores
and
with epic
we didn't
dodgeball
even
battles.
see Ratchet and Clank stuff, but that's
And
because I
Ratchet
think they
and
wanted
we know
to-
Ratchet and
yeah.
Clank is coming in a couple of
There's
months.
a lot of depth here for those who've got the
I
skills.
think
In our 1v1 face-off
I
mode,
think me
you'll
and
go
LeRon had
head-to-head
this
in a
talk
constantly
about
shrinking battleground relying on your
Nintendo
reflexes
IP
and
versus
abilities to knock
everybody
out
else.
enemies.
Hold on, Ed. Before you start
A
that, the
well-timed
main
catch
reason
powers
why
up the
people
ball,
were
making it easier
upset at the
to land
Nintendo
a hit.
Direct the most, particularly around Metroid and Zelda,
Use
is
trick
because
shots
this
to
is
lob a
the
ball
big
over a ledge
year
or
for
hook
both
it
of
around
these
the corner.
franchises. It's their
Take a throw to
35th
mess up your opponent's
anniversary.
timing and
Yes.
knock them out before they can
And
recover.
people,
When you're in a
and
tough
you
spot
know,
with a
like you
ball
combine
flying
that
your
with
way,
the
a
whole
last-second dodge
whole
is the
hype
difference
that
between
this is
getting
the
knocked out
first
and
direct,
staying in the fight.
Nintendo Direct in over
Keep your
500
wits about
days.
you and
Now,
outplay your
I've
opponent
already
to bring
said
home a
that
win.
I don't believe that number was true because like there's been all those other directs, you know, whether they
Let's
were
jump into
focusing on
Team KO,
partners
our
or
3v3
you know
mode.
independence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're
Teamwork
Nintendo
makes the
Directs
dream
because that's
work in
all
Knockout
stuff
City.
that's on the
If your
Nintendo
crew is
platform
outmatched, a
systems and stuff like
well-coordinated
that.
team can
I
still
think
So
everybody's
dominate.
considered like it's been that
We're playing
long
in
since
Back Alley Brawl,
regular,
a new map that you'll
excluding
find in our
E3, like
upcoming crossplay
a
beta.
45
The special ball
minute
for this map
presentation.
is
I
the
think that's
sniper
what
ball, which locks
some
onto
people.
targets from far across
Yeah,
the map.
but it
that
does,
logic.
to me
take them
that
out before
doesn't
they have a
matter
chance
though
to
because
react.
I look at it like this.
Beyond special
I look at it like
balls,
this. Every
each map
time I would
features
go
a
on to
unique
social
mechanic.
media, it seemed
In
like
Back Alley
every
Brawl,
other
you
day
can
I go on
hop
to social
into a tube to
media,
make a quick
and I'm
getaway
seeing
or
all
use
this
it to
Nintendo
sneak up
news.
on
The
your
first thing I'm like,
opponents.
there was a direct. There was a
Caught
direct.
empty-handed, you can literally become the
It was
ball,
like,
a new
it
weapon
was
for your
almost like you
teammate.
couldn't walk outside your front door to get the newspaper bag, get slapped in the
Or
face with
risk
a
it all.
direct.
Charge up a teammate, take them high into the air with an ultimate
everyone
throw,
was talking
and
about
they'll
how
land in a
Nintendo Direct
huge
is the
instant
first
KO
one since
explosion.
2019. This is set up to be such a big thing. State of
The
Play,
team
we
here at
got
Bellin
one
has been
in
obsessed with
December.
building this world over
So
the
it's
last
like,
4 years.
Yeah.
You know, we knew
Knockout
what this
City
was.
is coming
we knew
out
this
May
was.
21st,
This is
and we'd
games
love
that
your
we've
help
already
in our
seen.
final stretch of
We
development.
had one new one.
Rally your crew and sign up for our crossplay
And we
beta at
saw the
knockoutcity.com
gameplay.
to
We got
play
to see
early
what
on
the games are.
PlayStation.
And we actually,
See you soon,
yeah, we saw
brawlers.
gameplay. We saw gameplay we saw more gameplay for Knockout City, but we saw Knockout City gameplay in the Nintendo Direct. We saw gameplay for Sifu. We saw gameplay for Solar Ash. We saw gameplay for Five Nights. We saw more gameplay for Oddworld. We saw absolute
Here's your
gameplay for
first
Ken the
look
Bridge
at an
Spirits.
upcoming
We saw
PS5
more
game from the
gameplay for
team at
Deathloop.
Slow
As a matter
Clap.
of fact, I will say this: the bulk of almost all these trailers are nothing but gameplay. I don't think we saw like one that technically counted as just like an actual trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And Nintendo and a lot of the Nintendo Directs have always they show gameplay with some kind of like hinting at stuff.
Oh,
like
hold that thought real quickly. Zumi 2009, he mentioned he was definitely looking for a Zelda 35th Remastered collection in the Direct and not Skyward Sword.
It would have been like had they come out with Square Enix and say, hey, we know you're excited about Final Fantasy VII Part 2. We don't have it. Here's Final Fantasy VII update. Here's the update for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And like I told everybody for the Nintendo Direct, with Metroid Mario and Zelda, you want to save that for E3 because those are where everybody's really going to tune in, and that's the time that they're going to really deep dive into it.
You know what? That's good. That's good logic. But here's the thing about it. Like we just came out of the roughest year ever.
Yes.
It was a pretty decent year for gaming, but at the same time, if you look back at gaming as a whole,
coming to the PS5
it was a good year for gaming, but it wasn't like the most. It wasn't the most hype year for gaming ever. I remember what year was it? Was it 2016? When it seemed like everybody was hitting you over the head. Microsoft had something. Sony had something. Nintendo had something. It seemed like no matter. It seemed like you were getting. I'm just speculating, but
actually.
2019 was 2019 that hot of a year? Because I mean, like,
September hit us with crazy stuff, but that may have been just like Nintendo really, because like we had Fire Emblem.
You might know us as the team
we had
behind
Fire
Like
Emblem,
Drifter.
and
Today,
we had another game in July. And was it Marvel? Was it the Marvel game one? For Nintendo
Ash
in
is a
July.
huge, stylish 3D
You mean
platform.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
The game
Yeah.
is set inside a giant black hole known as the
August
Ultra
we had
which has been
Astral
consuming
Chain.
everything in
Then
its
we have a cavalcade like Dragon
You play
Quest,
as Ray, a daring
Ex
void
Machina,
who's
Link's
decided to venture
Awakening.
into
Like, all that kind of
Notice
stuff.
all this.
And-
Notice all this is
last-ditch
Nintendo.
effort to
Notice.
save her homeworld.
But
No, there was a year, and I want to say it was in the PS4 Xbox One life cycle where like it seemed like every time you turned around, there was a game for one of the big three consoles that you could not miss. Like, and I feel like it was either 2016 or 2017. There was a year. There was a year when everybody was complaining about their wallets and their bank accounts.
I think 2017 was the year because I think that's what started with Horizon.
As you journey to save your planet,
year,
you'll
and then
find
we had
yourself
Breath of
face
the
to
Wild.
face with a test
And
and
we have
then
Mario
launcher.
Kart. I think was
Our
God
combat
of War
system is simple,
that
fast,
year?
No, it was 2018.
built to empower players. and
Uncharted
encourage
was
flow.
that year, right?
As you explore the Ultra Void, enemy encounters will scale greater and
Or was
greater
that 2016?
Okay.
Some of these creatures
Hold on,
require
I'm
speed
gonna look it
and
up.
precise timing.
17 was a hot year. Like Nintendo was
Okay,
killing
17.
it.
Oh, yeah.
17. We had Dragon Quest 8, Resident Evil 7, Gravity Rush 2, Yakuza 0, Tales of Berseria, Fire Emblem Heroes, Neo launched that year. Halo Wars 2, Horizon came out that year. We had Breath of the Wild came out on Switch that year. Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was crazy. Ed's Bomberman came out that year. Nier Automata came out that year. Mass Effect Andromeda, you know, Dark Souls 3, like, this was that year. Persona 5, Ukulele, Dragon Quest Heroes 2, What Remains of Edith Finch, Mario Kart 8. Look at this. Look at this. Prey. Injustice 2, Fire Emblem Echoes. We're not going to worry about that one. Disgaea 5 Complete. Tekken 7. Arms. Dirt 4.
I think this year could have been that had it not been COVID. I feel like this year could have been that.
If you're a fan of scary games,
but I think
this
next year
is
is going to be that kind of year, 2017, where our wallets are hurting, and I'm trying to buy.
Yeah, I think that's that year,
and the Xbox Series S as well.
This is probably going to be that year. Plus, we're walking wounded because the economy hasn't bounced back, and a lot of people aren't at their regular jobs they were in at the end of 2019 anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, Papa Joe, I need another stimulus check quick. Just for games.
Exactly. And I believe that this year should have went to Series X, but if Microsoft is not talking or doing nothing, Sony is coming in to take. Like Nintendo's already leaving.
Microsoft is experiencing the same problem that Nintendo had during the development cycle of the Wii and the Wii U. They're having a problem with getting third parties. Now they're doing a job of actually acquiring third parties. I mean, they're actually acquiring them. They're not so much getting partnerships. They're actually buying everybody. But you know, I'm not gonna knock their hustle for that.
Stop hunting you. Guys, I've got to stop. I got to stop right here in the middle of this and just say that Final Fantasy VII also just released something else.
We have to get you out by morning.
A Battle Royale game. I'm not kidding. A third-person Battle Royale game set in Midgard.
Wait.
What is this announcement? Go to Twitter and go to Final Fantasy VII, their Twitter account. 2 new mobile games. Here's Final Fantasy VII, The First Soldier, a battle royale game set in Midgard before the events of Final Fantasy VII. As a soldier candidate, make full use of your abilities in a battle for your survival.
Why do I feel like this is going to be a story about Zack? Why do I feel like this is going to be the story about him?
Oh please, no! I hope not.
This game is insane. You are
no. Because if it is, this is going to get them. This is going to get them to roll out. What was Final Fantasy?
Crisis Core.
Yes.
Well, everybody was hoping
That was a chilling new look at Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Who was hoping to see that? I wasn't.
Up next,
Who?
let's take a tour of
there's
Oddworld
been some
Soulstorm.
people predicting that they hope they see Crisis Core come back because a lot of people
Hi,
want
I'm
it.
LeRon
I think
We'll see.
creative director.
We'll
at
see
Untitled
Epic
Chapter.
Dirge of Cerberus before we
Today,
see
I'm gonna take
Crisis
you
Core.
on a brief tour
And I'm not
of the
saying
newest
Crisis
game.
Core is a bad. I'm not saying Crisis Core is a bad game. I'm saying Dirge of Cerberus sold well for it being one of the more mediocre
In
Final Fantasy
Soulstorm,
titles.
you
I thought you
reprise
were
the
gonna say
role
that
of Abe,
questionable content
accidental
of the
hero
game.
turned unlikely leader. Of
No,
an
what I'm
emerging
saying
revolution.
is,
as you do
Dirge of
battle
Cerberus
through
had higher
weird and
sales.
wonderful environments in
yeah.
an effort to escape
But
the
that's because
all-powerful
Dirge
and
of Cerberus was on a
eternally
system
greedy
that people
gluttons.
actually had. Like a lot of people didn't have the PSP,
We really
so you know,
wanted to bring this
a lot of
world
people
to
would have
life
to
with
wrestle
what we
themselves
call
spending $200 just to spend $40 additional dollars to play a game.
Depth and
You know,
immersion
it's
for
kind of
the
like what
player.
I had. It's kind of
This
like what
sense
I
of
had to wrestle
connection is
with
also
when I bought
reinforced
my
through the
Wii
use of the
for Monster Hunter
DualSense's
Try.
haptic feedback.
I was like,
As
am I
you'll now
spending
be able to feel
$300
Abe's heartbeat in high alert
to spend an
and
additional
suspenseful
$60 to play this game?
You gotta realize that a lot of people do
There
that.
are
They'll
well
buy a
over
system for
1,000
one
fellow
or two
Mudokons
games.
that you must
Yeah,
try
some
to
people
save
will,
along
but in
the
this
way.
economy,
But
like
they are
nowadays,
far
like no
more
one's
than
trying to really
those
risk
workers
that.
looking
No
to
one's
be
really trying to
saved.
risk that.
When used effectively, you'll be able to
Did you,
solve puzzles,
look
harness
at
their
that Twitter
combined
account? 'Cause
energy,
they also dropped
and
another
be given
game.
the tools they
Hold on,
need
hold
to
on.
fight alongside
Hold
you.
on. You
Second
said
old game
And there
we're
will be
presenting
times when the
today
extra
is
hands
Final
will be needed
Fantasy
as you
VII
face
Ever
off against
Crisis.
an array
It's a
of
chapter
heavy
Yes,
armor
I saw
and
that.
will
Game.
stop at nothing
Oh, okay.
to find and
So yeah,
end
those
Abe
are the
once
two
and
games
for
that they
all.
dropped.
Is this a Square Enix account?
In
No,
order to
it's,
stand a
Final
chance
Fantasy
against
It's the
this
Final-
much larger
it's the
threat,
Final-
we
is
gave
it
Abe
Final
the
Fantasy
ability
VII or Final
to
Fantasy
scavenge,
account?
loot, and pickpocket items
Final
from his
Fantasy
surroundings
VII.
and use them to craft
Put
an
in Final
impressive arsenal of
Fantasy
his own that he can share with
VI.
others. You can also play as a non-lethal pacifist
I'm looking,
or an
looking,
agent
I'm
of
looking.
chaos. We wanted you to have the choice.
I don't know if I trust
But
that.
there is one iconic ability for our shamanic protagonist.
Oh,
I don't know.
see it.
I don't know if I trust it.
This mystical
Send me a-
power
send me a
allows
link
you
in
to
the-
take
in the chat-
control of your
in the
foes
chat
and
so I
use
can
their
see it.
strengths
I don't know
and
if I trust
weapons
it.
against
So,
them, or
uh,
use them
you
to
don't-
gain
And by
access to
and
paths
by the
further.
way, welcome to the stream, Raish. Glad you
The
can catch
Oddworld
up. We're
universe
just
is
in
a
here
diverse
being
place,
nerds and
and this
arguing
means
about
that there
video
are
game
some
stuff now.
environments and situations
Yeah,
that
so it
require
says
a little
that's
more
not all.
thought,
We also
patience,
present
and
2 new
stealth.
mobile games. Here's
You'll
at
find
Final
dark
Fantasy
and
VII,
dangerous
The
caves,
First
heavily
Soldier,
guarded
Battle
industrial
Royale
sites,
game
and
set in
ancient
Midgard
forgotten
before the
lands.
events of Final Fantasy VII.
Here we've
As a
built lots of
soldier, and then it
opportunities for
says
you
the
to
second
test your
mobile game we're
skills and
presenting
find
today
different
is
ways
at
to
Final
handle
Fantasy
things.
VII, Ever Crisis.
It won't be easy. If
It's
being
a chapter
hunted by an
structure
army
single
backed
player
by a
game
shady
covering the
and wealthy
whole.
organization
Oh, there's a
isn't
teaser trailer.
enough.
There's a
There
teaser
are
trailer.
also
Hold
more
on. Give me a
dangers
second.
in the
Give me a
forms of
second. I'll
natural
throw this up on the
obstacles,
stream right
ancient
now.
traps, trials against swarming dark creatures, and industrial
Watch that.
hazards
Watch
must
watch
be
watch when I
dodged,
log out.
crossed,
I'm gonna get
and
slapped with
avoided.
a slap with a notice.
Ultimately, Abe's journey is one of hope, freedom,
I
and
never
truth.
thought
There's
that
a
we
rich
would
and
ever get a
engaging
Final
narrative
Fantasy
to
Battle
discover in
Royale.
a
I
world
just-
full of lies.
All right, this
and
is
we've
for
been
this
able
is
to
for
bring
Final
our
Fantasy
characters to
VII,
life like never before.
the first soldier.
In true
the teaser
Oddworld
trailer for
fashion,
that.
your
Hang on.
actions in-game will decide the fate of Abe and all those you manage to liberate along
Do
the
you
way. And
do
we
you
can't
think
wait
this
to
will
see
turn
what
into like
you
a Final
will do.
Fantasy Battle Royale where we start seeing other characters from Final Fantasy? If this
Here we
game
go.
got big enough.
I'm playing on the stream right now.
No, I don't think it has a big enough cast of characters and environment.
For iOS and Android.
That was the latest on Oddworld Soulstorm. And here's some exciting news. Active PlayStation Plus members will get the PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April. PS5 version for no extra cost starting in April. Moving on, it's time.
You probably have to wait.
I mean, so I'm not like, oh man, this is the best state of play ever. I don't. I think anyone doing that is probably just.
Oh yeah. They're crazy.
Fanboy. But
I can't remember what the best state of play was. I want to. It's probably the state of play where they revealed. Shoot, I don't even. I can't even speculate.
I think the PS5 has been a fun in a while.
Yes.
Yes.
It's play.
I was mad at the way the system looked, but I enjoyed all the games that they showed. Like that presentation, and I think that's what I'm just like. This is the state of play that I want. Like this, even today's state of play, this is the kind of thing that I want. Show me what we're going to get, and not hype it up with trailers or anything. Because
Time
it's
to catch
just
up with
like
Kena
when
Bridge
the
of
game, when
Spirits,
you get
a
ready
gorgeous
to
new
drop
adventure
the
we last
game,
saw in the June
and it
PS5
looks like
showcase.
nothing because we don't have no idea what it is, we're taking a big risk on what this game is going to be, and we may or may not like it as gamers.
True.
In a sense.
Yeah.
You know, and I like when they do these deep dives and everything, because it gets to show us what we're getting when we pay that money.
Here's the one thing, and I also like a deep dive, but like you always have to be careful, because if you show too much of your hand, you might actually kill your sales of the game before it actually drops. But yeah, I appreciate anytime a company can be honest with us and show us gameplay and show us like what's going on in their upcoming game and stuff like that.
And that's why I said I think that's why Nitty wants to make sure that when they show you Bayo, when they show you Metroid Prime, when they show you Breath of the Wild 2, that it is top notch and you're getting what they have been developing. Because man, when Bayo 2 came out and that demo dropped, all we could talk about was that Bayo 2 demo. And make sure that we use all 30 uses, because we couldn't stop naming it, and we were just like,
by the way, Nintendo can kiss my ass with that.
What?
Like having a timer of how many times you can play a demo, that is garbage. and I see it the most on Nintendo stuff. Austin, when was the last time you think of a PlayStation game that you had a limited playthrough of the demo?
Actually, I've seen a few. Like they don't do how many times you can play it, but they do an hour. Like Like
when they restrict you to an amount of time per play. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Get it,
but I've never seen
can't play Monster Hunter Rise again.
Well, no. They had it. No, they have it on there. Well, now it's off the store. You can't download it anymore. But once you play multiplayer 30 times, you can't play multiplayer anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a Capcom. That was Capcom. That was a Nintendo. That was Capcom.
No, I'm pretty sure that was a Nintendo thing, because no other other Monster Hunter demo before that has ever done.
Yeah, that was Capcom. I don't think Nitty said it. Nintendo was just like, "Hey, Capcom, do what you want to do. We'll pay for the marketing to get the system for this."
I think Ed's speculating, because Ed doesn't know for sure, but Ed doesn't know for sure if that was a Capcom thing. I don't believe that was a Capcom thing, based on the history that I see when demos drop on Nintendo's eShop. Shoot, if I'm not mistaken, I can't even play Super Mario Run, unlimited times, in one playthrough on mobile. I think you only have like 9 playthroughs, and then you have to stop for the day, or you have to spend money and reset your timer.
Now let's settle in for a stylish new look at Deathloop, a PS5 first-person shooter developed by the team at Arcane.
There's only 2 games that I know that have like the 30 playthrough time. In Monster Hunter Rise is 1, and Bayonetta 2. That's the only time. Any other demo that Nitty has done has been like, oh yeah, just go ahead and play it.
Exactly, Race. Timers on a demo makes 0 cents. 0 cents.
I'm just saying. I think they're thinking that when you get your full of it and everything, you don't have to worry no more, because they didn't even do that for Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors was a challenge itself playing as.
We will talk after the.
No, we won't. I've already said what I had to say.
I know. No, but I'm saying, but with Nintendo working with Tecmo Kobe on that one, and we're gonna get back into PlayStation stuff. But Kobe Tecmo working with Nintendo on that one didn't have a sign. So why would Nintendo, who's not working with Capcom, put a timer? That's kind of weird in a sense.
You know what? The reason why I say this is a Nintendo thing is because look at all these franchises that show up on Nintendo consoles, and why is Bayonetta wearing the Princess Peach outfit? For one, like number one, that game didn't even originate on the Wii U and the Switch.
Wouldn't know why, because Platinum asked Nintendo they could do it, and Nintendo said yes.
Now I do appreciate that when Tekken 7 was on with Wii U. I do appreciate that Anna Williams was wearing the Zero Suit Samus outfit. I do appreciate that.
All the companies who have worked with Nintendo, they have
look at the interloper on Austin's camera.
They have asked Nintendo if they could borrow their intellectual property, and Nintendo said yes. Nintendo did not stop them. They was like, you want to put Bayonetta in the Princess Peach costume? Go right ahead and make her at 60.
You know what? I'm gonna tweet Hideki Kamiya and see what his answer is on that. 'Cause I don't believe you. I feel like Nintendo, whenever Nintendo has something that they think is big, is going to come to their franchise, rather than to their hardware, their system, and stuff like that. Nintendo always finds a way to fit their own DNA into it. It's not enough that when you pop the game and you turn it on, you see the Nintendo logo. It's not enough for them.
I think there should be some articles out there because like Platinum and company, but just like Nintendo came in and checked on some stuff, but they let Platinum do whatever they want.
Of course they're going to let them do whatever they want. Have you seen the talent in that studio? They better let them do whatever they want.
Yeah, it's like even with Wonderful 101, Nintendo is letting people do whatever they want. They'll pay for the exclusive and stuff, but do whatever you want.
Because the studio like Platinum, I mean, they used to be Clover Studios, so they know how to take their ball and go home.
Well, that's why I felt like after Bayonetta 2, Platinum started getting its spotlight for a lot of developers, a lot of publishers and stuff, because there wasn't nobody really talking about Platinum as big as they were. Like even with Bayonetta selling 1 million copies of that game on 2 platforms, and nobody wanted to get the second one. That's crazy. Until Nintendo paid for that second one and everybody had the food. But then people started seeing how good Platinum was with their game. Because Nier Automata, fantastic game. If no one played Bayonetta 1 or Vanquish, if nobody's played those games before, maybe they would need a refresher course or an introduction to Platinum games. But trust me, Bayonetta was a runaway hit for Xbox 360 and PS3. Oh yeah,
a runaway hit, and then it showed up on PC. So like everybody had opportunities to play this game. By that point, by the time Bayonetta 2 came out on the Switch, if nobody had played a Platinum game, you're just not a gamer.
Well, if like I said, the talk of Platinum games, like nobody was talking about them at the Bayonetta, and it was weird because when Bayonetta 2 and the anchor came on about that game, like I said, when we back to PlayStation, that anchor came on. People see how good Nintendo and Platinum were working together because Metal Gear Revengeance is a great game, but it didn't really get any traction. Transformer game was a good action game for Activision, but didn't really get any traction. Nier Automata is a great game and people love it. And everything, but it's just like that's still a niche for some people. You know, Platinum Games is getting a lot of development. And a lot of work after Bayonetta 2 came out. And it's so weird.
Look, a Moogle!
Back to PlayStation, unless you want to rebuttal LeRon.
No, actually, no, I'm good. Austin, do you have anything to add on to that? Because I mean, you know me, I will hop over the fence any day and pop Nintendo in its nose and jump right back into my yard.
And then I would come in and
see, why you gotta be the hero? Why you gotta be the champion for Nintendo? I'm not hopping the fence and popping the nose, in honor of Sony. I'm just doing it on my own.
Oh shit! You'll probably come back to me.
Boss.
Well, yeah, Austin. Anything?
No, I just think it's funny when Ed starts to defend Nintendo. He calls him Nitty, like it's like he's like defending his son or something.
You know what's funny though? Because I called him Minty when I'm throwing shade.
Just appeared.
I give them when Nintendo's doing what they're supposed to do. I give them respect and call them by their full name. When they're acting up like that little kid in the backseat of the car, they getting hip the nickname.
But see, the thing about it, and then the next thing you know, he'll still be talking about Nintendo in a good light, and it's just like, oh no, you can't.
I can do that. No, I can do that because guess what? I'm a gamer. I respect them. I respect the craft. Sometimes they make questionable choices with some of the things they do. They do. I mean, if we're going to talk about a business decision, like why Skyward Sword, and not something a little bit further back from the Zelda library, you know, if we're going to talk about business things, you know, if we're going to talk about an optics thing, you know, why do they shut down tournaments and stuff? You know, charity events. Look, we're not going to argue about that because I know the semantics about why all this stuff happens, but I'm just saying, like, you know, Nintendo is the villain of their own story a lot more times than they aren't.
And everybody got to remember that this is Nintendo Japan who make the decisions, not America.
Well, Nintendo of America doesn't have that much control. In all seriousness.
But that's why people think that Nintendo of America is doing this. And, some people don't realize that no, Japan makes the decisions because of course a lot of people just short this just say, oh, well, Nintendo's doing this and I'm like, just say Nintendo Japan.
No, because Nintendo Japan owns the entire the entire entity. Yes. Okay, if Nintendo of America had, I would say, 49% majority share of Nintendo, then yeah, we can do the breakdowns, you know, like, oh, it's Nintendo Japan versus Nintendo America. But Nintendo Japan, it's like Emperor Palpatine was controlling Darth Vader. Darth Vader wasn't a free spirit in Star Wars.
I'm just saying that I think a lot of people don't get that Japan is making decisions and doing all those the cease and desist and stuff. It's not America. I'm just saying, America just following whatever decision that Japan says.
Yeah, they have to because Nintendo Japan signs all their paychecks.
Yeah. And back to the state of play.
Hey, you brought it up. I just kept the conversation going.
I just said I was a Mitzi fan.
Wait, what?
No, you said more than that. But anyway, all right. So if you guys, are checking out right now, like right now, I just have the replay of the state of play in the background, but it's on the final game, which is Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Intergrade DLC or add-on or whatever we want to call it, and that actually has me super excited. You know, for a game that's already out. You know, like, what I saw was just amazing. Plus the fact that, you know, the PS5 upgrades are coming. The PS5 version and the PS5 upgrades are coming. Upgrade your PS4 disc to the PS5 version automatically. Perfect. Yes. Means I don't have to,
that was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, coming to the PS5
right now,
console later this year.
Yeah, I think everything is going to be live
we hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come in 2021.
I am so happy that you actually have a PS5 now. I'm so happy.
I know.
Nelly says she's not in a hurry, so I mean, hey, like, I'm no longer the lone co-host of the show that has a PS5.
Now it's just
I will be catching you up on some stuff real soon.
Now it just needs some new games to come to the system. State of Play showed that there's some stuff coming. I think the first one is Returnal, and then it should be Resident Evil, and then Ratchet and Clank, I believe.
I cannot wait for Returnal. That's honestly the game that I'm just really excited for.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. I pretty much out of which game out of the State of Play, or what two games out of the State of Play do you guys take away from? We all three probably could just say Returnal is one. What would be the second game?
Yeah.
Kena. Kena is still like my guaranteed you will play.
Mm-hmm.
Must play day one.
I'm gonna go with Soda Ash. That I love that art. I love like just the speed and that attack and stuff. So I think I'm gonna go with Soda Ash. Kena would have been one, but since you took it around, Soda Ash is the one for me. Austin,
you know, go ahead, Austin, and I'll explain. I'll explain my reasoning behind Kena.
I actually think I was gonna agree with Ed on this one. That I think Solar Ash, just because Kena, like, I like the way it looks. I just don't know if I want another game like that. It seems like that kind of open world type stuff, and open world games are starting to rub me the wrong way. But it looks like a Pixar movie. That's what, like, I just kind of want to watch it.
But that's why I say it has that Insomniac B-Team feel to it. Not saying that it's bad or anything.
Well, I'm hoping it's more like it's like a Ratchet and Clank game where it's like different hub worlds that you go through. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a you know. Because I know when it first came out, a lot of people were giving it kind of Breath of the Wild kind of relations to it. That one and Little Devil Inside. And I was like, oh, I don't want that. I don't need another game that's going to cost me. Because I don't think I can play Breath of the Wild for 100 hours and finish everything I want to finish in that game. So I don't want to do that in another game. So I'm going to be curious when it comes out. I don't know if it's a day one buy for me. Solar Ash just looks like a game that's like, just aesthetically, it just looks really pleasing to me.
Yeah. It has a intensity to it, but yet a relaxing feel to it, like when you're going through and collecting stuff. So it looks like there's a good balance of it. Okay, so LeRon, back to you. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
You know what? You guys kind of summed it up. The main reason why I was saying like Ken Bridge of Spirits for me is because Ember Lab, that studio, this is like their first real shot. You know, completely, you know, solo game from the ground up and things like that. And I saw the interview that those guys had, and honestly, like, I mean, I've got to support them. Like, they're an indie, and they're getting a marquee release on PS5.
I think a lot of people are ready to support them. You know, even when the delay happened, people just like, yeah, take your time. You know, I think all of us could probably agree when we first seen it, we were just like, yeah, we need to buy this game. Like, so
Zumi 2009 is pretty much all, you know, right with us too. Returnal, Kena, and Solar Ash.
Yeah,
but not to discount Oddworld, because like I'm not the biggest fan of Oddworld, but Oddworld Soulstorm, like it's a game I do want to play. And also, like, it's for
free.
Yes.
Yeah,
so that makes it easy. That makes it easy. You know what though? Can we talk about that for a second? Sony is doing something completely different this time with PlayStation Plus, because we're actually getting day one release games for free if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber. And
which is why I was actually going to ask you guys, what do you think next month is? Because, you know, Oddworld's going to be April. What is this March game? What is that PS5 game that's on that we're not looking at? That's going to be on there.
Well, didn't they say Ratchet & Clank is next month?
Ratchet & Clank's. I thought
that was a separate thing. I don't think that's the part of the PS Plus.
Yeah.
That might be part of that collection thing, but it's not going to be.
It was the Play at Home initiative. Is that separate from PlayStation Plus?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. That was a weird.
Yeah, which that's getting started right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Because so Play at Home is because you don't have to have PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus with the two like games every month is a different thing because you got the service.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about it. Okay.
As a matter of fact, I've been highlighting a couple of things because if you guys caught us Tuesday night, we didn't have our usual Crossroads show. It was me, Austin, and Nelly with a special guest, Mr. Nick Postolitis. You may know him as the voice of Leon S. Kennedy from the Resident Evil remake. So we didn't have our traditional news show. It was more centered around our guest and of course the Resident Evil franchise. So yeah, we're about to do like a really quick, fast, like lightning round of what would have been our show. So I've just been getting some stuff together. So you guys continue having the conversation. I'm getting the news blurbs ready right now.
Part might have been a hair dramatic, but there's lots of awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time experience.
I would actually, you know what? I would love to see that MLB the show to be free for PlayStation Plus.
I'm here to give you the feature rundown on Crash Bandicoot 4
for next month. I would love to see that and let everybody who wants to buy the game, they still will buy it. But like, let the Xbox community support that financially by buying it.
Picking up where Crash Bandicoot Warp left off.
Let the PlayStation players get it for free. After the month is over and people want to buy the game, they can go buy the game.
Inescapable interdimensional prison.
MLB the show. MLB the show.
So you're saying let PlayStation owners get it as a free title and have everybody else pay for it. I feel like that might bite them in the ass though.
Vibrant environments and
here's why I'm going to say this.
Crash Bandicoot always looked pretty suave.
When it comes out,
it's in heads in native 4K at 60 frames
if
per
not
second.
the best-selling game of the month overall.
The way weight of the universe on your shoulders,
only on
probably some errands to run.
Yeah.
They're not
There's
gonna
little
pass
time
up
to
on
wait on
the,
loading screens.
Well, but the thing
The
about it,
DualSense wireless controllers bring adaptive triggers to your fingertips, so you can feel the blast of
because that's more
Neocortex's
of an indie
DNA-changing ray
style
gun.
some game.
Or feel the grip when you grab
if we're
Lotan's
doing
hookshot.
something indie
Hold on
style,
tight when you feel
that
the
one
boost
I
of
would have to
Crash's
kind of
jetboard,
research because
and
Returnal,
really feel the
you know,
suck
would have been in it,
fastest
but
you
it's
go
just
down.
like no, Returnal is
Looking to get
would
fully
have to make
immersed in the
some
Crash
money
Bandicoot
because
universe?
that's another
Crank it
thing.
up to 11 and take
I
your
think they
audio
wanna
into
see
an
how
all
well
new
Hell's
dimension
Market
with enhanced 3D
Right,
audio.
and that's
because I think if this game goes well, they're gonna
Achieving the infamous 106%
right, and I think
completion
MLB the
is the
show,
sign of a true
even though
Bandicoot master.
the only reason why
But
it
should our
sells
genetically
well because
mutated
it was the only
marsupial lose his
baseball
way?
game to
Leverage
support
PlayStation
Wild
5
Baseball
activity
going
cards to
on.
track your progress and hit your
a lot
goals.
of, I think a
for
lot of
things
people
like
who
time
are in
trials.
part of the Xbox community,
Flashback
I think
levels,
they would go and
and boss
support it.
fights.
Of course, it won't be on
I bet
Game
entropy
Pass,
wishes he
but I
had
think
that.
people will be like, you
Even
know,
bring your
we have an
incomplete save
ecosystem
over
and a
from
good
the
online
PlayStation
community,
4,
so
and
we'll
use the
buy
activity cards
MLB the
to
show
get to
and play it there.
106%.
While PlayStation is
one
going to
more
probably
thing.
be
If you own
doing
the
a
PS4
lot
version of the game,
that game
an
for
upgrade
PlayStation 4
option is
and
available.
PlayStation 5.
Check out the
And so
PlayStation blog
if-
for full details.
If
Whether it's your
we're
first
just saying
playthrough
that it'll
or
be
your
for
100th,
PlayStation
there's
5
no
players
better
only
time to
for free,
experience Crash
they're
Bandicoot
still going
4
to make
It's
their
About
money off
Time
of
on
PlayStation 4
PlayStation
because they're
5.
like a system.
Okay. That makes more sense to me. I was thinking that everyone would get.
Welcome
everyone
back,
would,
Crash.
That would be
The gang's
a
all
big
here
loss of
on
money
today's
that
new
they-
edition of
throw.
State of Play. We've got some
because
great
Ace
updates lined up for
Odyssey-
you.
I mean, not Ace Odyssey. The Soulstorm one.
First,
they
let's
only
check out
said
the
for
latest on an
PlayStation 5,
eagerly
not for
anticipated
PlayStation.
game coming to the PS5
So,
console this spring
That's
from
the thing that's
PlayStation
That's
Studios.
the thing that is happening. If
Hey,
they're
everyone.
only going to
We at
be like for
Housemarque are
PlayStation
excited
Plus
to give you
members,
this
if you
sneak
have
peek
the
at
5
Returnal.
version, you'll get it
In
free.
Returnal,
But if
you will play as
have
Celine,
last,
an
still have
Astra
last gen
scout
system,
who crash lands
unfortunately,
on
you
an
have to
alien
pay for it.
planet, Atropos.
So you're gonna have
After
to port
receiving
the
a
$60
mysterious signal,
over the
White
$70.
Shadow.
Here's mine.
Players
Let
will
me
explore this
make sure with
inscrutable dark
LeRon
planet in
because
search
I
for
was
answers
wrong earlier
and
about Days
unfold
Gone.
mysteries, which may
Is
point
Nier
to a larger
Automata
force at play.
on the PS Plus
Dashing and quickly
Nier Automata is
maneuvering
not on
your
the
way
PS Plus
above and
collection.
around
As a matter of
enemies
fact,
is key
Nier
to
Automata
survival in
was having a backwards compatibility issue with the PS5 when the PS5 first launched. Because I had a friend. He traded in his God of War Edition PS4 as part of his trade-in credit to get the PS5. And he kept his Nier Automata game.
Number of unique movesets each possess,
and
combat
when he got his
situations
PS5
prove
and he went to
challenging
pop
no
in
matter
Nier
what the
Automata,
circumstances are.
it would not run.
Death is
And
only
he was
the
so,
beginning.
and he was.
Oh no, so, LeBron, is it selected games that's
Every
backwards
time you
compatible
die
or
and
everything
restart,
from
the
PlayStation?
world
Well, the
will
problem-
change.
The problem is
different.
every
Enemies will
game
appear in
from
new
PS4 is
locations
supposed to be
and in
backwards compatible with
differing
PS5.
numbers, so you have to think fast and
But
adapt.
there are some games that are
Here
having
you can see
coding
the use
issues
of
on
the
it, and the
lightning
PS5 is having a
which
hard
is
time
great for crowd control.
getting it right.
This is one of many
Okay.
alt fires that you can acquire. in the game.
My prediction is we get Nier Automata free next month for March because the Nier remaster is coming out April.
You will stumble across
May.
mysterious devices
think
that can
it's
grant rewards
May.
to
I
play.
think it-
These will vary from weapons,
I know they dropped.
consumables,
I know
and
they
upgrades,
dropped
and they can completely
something on
change your
Twitter
playstyle
today.
and make each cycle feel unique.
This Thursday that we were recording. I know they dropped something on Twitter, but I
Besides
didn't
the
catch a
intense
date for
Returnal
it. yet.
also has a deep and engaging narrative.
There was a lot of
we
news
allow
that
players
dropped
to piece
today.
together the puzzle that is the story
Like-
of Celine as they venture
Just
deeper
I know, it was
and
a
deeper
little crazy
across
today.
and into her personal nightmare.
Well, then we
But you
got
know
all
what?
the Paramount Plus stuff yesterday. I was like, I was
Yeah.
when they
Yeah,
get news.
what? Okay,
Which
so
by the way, if you guys already have Paramount Plus, CBS All Access, you may want to cancel that subscription and then enroll for Paramount Plus and get. I think it's like something insane. Like you get an entire year for like $30 or something like that.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sign up for that.
I got check that. I
Okay,
got check.
so can y'all break down the Paramount Plus thing? Because I was at work when it got announced, so I don't know the full what's going on with that one.
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on a moment.
I saw Avatar: The Last Airbender, new episodes. I was like, sign up, I'm in. Let's go.
Because Nickelodeon is not Paramount, right?
Returnal
they are.
Lands
Well,
They're owned by
CBS.
CBS.
Developed
They're
by
owned
the
by
talented
CBS.
team
And
at
yeah,
Hasbro.
as a matter of fact, the new Star Trek show got revealed. That's coming
Next,
to Nickelodeon.
let's take a closer look at a high-impact
C-
new
CBS is
PS4
owned
game
by
called Knockout
Viacom.
City.
by
And
Viacom, which
Viacom
owns
Paramount.
Paramount.
So CBS, Viacom, and Nickelodeon are under. CBS, Paramount, and Nickelodeon is all under the
I'm Josh
Viacom
from Bellin
umbrella.
Studios.
Yeah.
We're an indie developer
It's
based
kind
in
of like
upstate
it's
New
kind of
York,
like
and we
how
recently announced Knockout
ABC
City,
and ESPN are all under
team-based multiplayer
Disney.
action
Like
game for
everyone's owned by
PS4 where
someone.
rival crews settle their scores with
Yeah.
epic dodgeball battles.
Which was weird when Disney. When I
Knockout
found
City
out
is
that
easy to
Disney,
pick up and play,
Disney,
but there's a lot of
but
depth
I think
here
Disney
for those who've
brought
got the
Marvel
skills.
first.
In our
And
1v1 face-off
they
mode,
brought,
you'll go head-to-head in a constantly
ABC?
shrinking
Nope,
battleground,
they've always had
relying on your
ABC.
reflexes and
they've-
abilities
they've
to
had
knock out an
ABC
opponent.
forever.
They've always
A
had ABC.
well-timed
I think they
catch powers
started
up the ball,
ABC.
making it
ABC
easier
was
for
first, and
random
then they got Marvel.
Use trick shots
I
to
thought
lob the ball
ABC was
over
by
a ledge
itself. I
or
thought
hook
they
it
had
around a
nothing to do
corner.
with Disney.
ABC
Fake a
wasn't
throw to
ABC
mess up your
wasn't
opponent's
network,
timing and knock them out before they can recover. When you're in a tough spot with a ball flying your way,
I remember
a last-second dodge is the
remember
difference
on
between getting
Saturdays
knocked out
when they
and
first
staying
got
in the
bought
fight.
on Saturday nights. They
Keep
would
your wits
play
about you and
Disney
outplay your
movies.
opponent to bring home a win.
Was that early 2000s?
Yeah, remember whenever World of Disney came back? Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Was
Let's
that
jump
early
into Team
2000 or
KO, our
9?
3v3 mode.
That was early 2000s.
Teamwork
yeah.
makes the dream work
I mean,
in
I don't know
Knockout
about
City.
90s, but it was definitely
If your
early
crew is outmatched,
2000s
a
when I was
well-coordinated
kid.
team can still
Because they were doing
dominate.
like Full House and stuff like that.
We're playing it back
in the
Alley
90s
Brawl,
and stuff.
a new
It
map
really
that you'll
mattered.
find in our
So,
upcoming crossplay beta.
Okay.
The special ball for this match is the Sniper Ball, which locks onto
I knew
targets from
Disney
far
had
across
one.
the map
I
and
knew-
win. You can
Yeah, I
take them
knew
out
Disney
before they have a
bought
chance to react.
ESPN, but I thought
Beyond
they
special
did
balls,
Marvel first.
each map features a
before they
unique
bought
mechanic.
ABC.
In Back Alley Brawl,
No,
you
Marvel
can hop into a
Marvel
tube
is
and make a
recent.
quick
A lot of
getaway or
people,
use them to
a lot of
sneak
people
up on your
feel like
opponent.
it's
Caught
a lot of people
empty-handed,
feel like
you
it's
can literally
it's
become the ball, a new
it's
weapon
been
for your
something for
teammate.
like forever, but it's the Marvel thing was recent.
Or risk it all.
It was in the last.
Charge up a teammate,
It was in the
launch
last
them high
decade.
into the
wasn't
air
it?
with an ultimate throw, and
Yeah.
they'll land in a huge instant KO
Yeah, I think
explosion.
Around that area?
The team here at
'Cause
Valve
I know
has been
Warner
obsessed
Brothers
with
have
building this
brought
world over the
DC,
last 4
and-
years.
But
Knockout City is coming out
Warner
May
Brothers was
21st,
working
and we'd
with
love your
DC
help in our final stretch of
because of like the
development.
Batman movie
Rally
and I
your
think
crew and
some of
sign
the
up for our
TV
crossplay
series.
beta at
So
knockoutcity.com to
them
play early on
DC was,
PlayStation.
like, wasn't such a
See you
big
soon, Brawlers.
Wasn't like Iron Man 3 the first Disney movie or first Marvel movie that was after Disney bought them? Because I think Iron Man was made before that whole deal went down.
Yeah,
because it was Marvel Studios. It was Marvel Studios at the
Here's
time.
your first look at an
Yeah.
upcoming
Yeah.
PS5 game from the
Maybe
Team
it's
X
Captain
Low
America
Clap.
2. One of those, and in that kind of region, there was is when they bought them. Maybe someone in the chat can answer, but I'm trying to remember.
I cannot find the Paramount Plus thing. I know I shared it early this morning, and now I can't find it.
Yeah, because there was like a certain TV series coming, besides Avatar, that was coming to it.
The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was something else that was coming to Paramount.
Well, that's crazy now. That's crazy now because it's crazy because isn't Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. I might have messed it up. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do our quick Crossroads blurb. It's 6:26 right now. We can say maybe about 15 minutes on this, you know, and talk about some of the news that we would have talked about earlier this week on the Crossroads show. We hadn't had our special event where our special guest Nick Basilides. Check out the recap of that show over on the BossRoastGames.com website. Go over there, check them out. Like you'll see the links to the YouTube restream of the show that you missed if you might have missed it on Tuesday night. But anyway,
was the debut of
let's talk
coming
about
to the PS5
let's talk about the
console
news about
later
Anthem.
this year.
That overhaul looks like
Now
it's
we
not
get an
happening
update
now.
on Solar Ash.
Looks like
an
it's not
epic new
happening
PS5
now.
adventure
Man.
from
Thank you. Like I said, bring out the pallbearers. I'm done. I'm done hearing about Anthem. I want to pretend like it never exists. Give me Mass Effect instead and Dragon Age. Stop wasting our time.
Well, I think with a lot of people leaving, I think you know, we heard rumors that EA was going to check to see what the game was going to be.
Hey,
so
everyone.
we
I'm
actually don't
Alex
know what
Preston,
state they
creative
were, but I
director
guess
of
they
Partnership.
was like they rather
You might know us as
use
the team behind Hyper
their
Light
production
Drifter.
time on
Today,
Dragon
I'm
Age
here
and
to
Mass
show you the
Effect.
first peek at gameplay for our
Anthem
new
was a
title,
great game.
Solar Ash.
I will say that gunplay wise, it felt good, like
Solar
the
Ash is
stuff.
a
but
huge, stylish
I think
3D
they lost their
platformer
way
focused on speed,
at some point
movement, and
with
fluidity.
it and
The
trying
game
to
is
be
set
like
inside a giant black
Destiny
hole known
stuff.
as the Ultra Void, which has been consuming
BioWare is
everything
not
in its path.
don't
You
have
play as
good
Ray,
knowledge
a
in
daring
that
void
realm
runner
because
who
they
decided to
make
venture into this
more
terrifying
choice
anomaly
games
as the last-ditch effort to
when it
save
comes
the
to their
world.
as for like
Ray is
role playing
extremely
stuff,
agile, able to speed across
a lot
the
of the
world with
narrative
abilities
you make
akin to
choices.
skating.
So wait,
That's
so
why
you're
the
saying
ashen
they should
clouds
stay in their
quickly
lane
cover
because
great
I
distances in
don't
our
feel like you should ever tell anybody that, especially when you
At
have
its
like
core,
a certain amount
Solar
of
Ash
talent,
is a game about
behind
movement.
I think
and
when
Ray
your
has
library
everything
of
she needs to
games
flow
has
through the
been
dangerous and
most
unique
kind
world.
of having that same design element to it, like making moral choices, the gameplay could be varied and stuff.
So you're telling me Insomniac?
As you journey to save your
You're telling
planet,
me Insomniac
you'll find
should stuck
yourself
to
face to
what?
face
Sly
with
Cooper?
grotesque and violent
And not-
creatures.
Insomniac didn't do Sly Cooper.
Our
That was
combat
like
system
fun.
is simple.
Okay.
fast, and fluid,
Insomniac
built to
should stuck
empower
with
players and encourage flow.
Ratchet and Clank and not the Spider-Man.
As you explore the Ultra,
Insomniac
enemy encounters
was able
will
to
scale
jump
to
in.
greater and
Well, I mean,
greater
if we're using that
Some of these
logic, I'm
creatures
saying.
require
I'm
speed
saying for most of their
and precise
library,
timing.
Insomniac has had a diverse theme. Insomniac has Ratchet and Clank, but they also have Resistance. So they were able to jump out of what I think they did 3 games with Ratchet and Clank before they did
Ray will
Resistance,
eventually
and then
need
they
to
jumped
face the
into that.
massive
They
Sentinel
jumped
Void.
into Fuse.
Wretched,
Like
starved
Insomniac
beasts
throughout their
that hold the
library,
key
they
to her
have
quest.
different video game genres that they
Well,
have designed.
Okay, well, just get what I'm saying for a second. I feel like that's an unfair statement to say that BioWare shouldn't have done what they were doing with those other properties, given that every company has a start. They have a start with something.
Solar Ash
That's like saying
partnership's
Nintendo
vision
should have just
for the
stuck to
adventure
Super Mario.
platformer.
Yeah.
The giant spaces,
But
the feel of movement,
I'm saying,
the flow of combat.
I
and
guess
the
what I'm
high-stakes
saying
battles
is
atop
because that's
enormous
something
beasts
that was new
all
for
come
them.
together to bring players
They
something
should
we
have been
think is
given
incredibly
time to
unique,
like
and
really
more
study
importantly,
and
fun.
be able to make a game that will
This
fit
game
into that
is a
realm.
labor of love.
How long would it
Everyone
take
on the
though?
Heart
Because
Machine
Insomniac
team.
has been around for a
We're
long
excited to
time.
bring Solar
I mean,
Ash to
shit.
PS5 and
Same with
PS4
Bungie.
later
They've
this
been not
year.
Bungie. I'm sorry. Same with BioWare. They have been around for a
If
long
you're a fan
time.
of
And
scary
a lot of
games, this
Well,
is
that's what I'm
for
saying.
you.
BioWare's been around for a long time.
And a lot of their games have role-playing game, moral choice ideas in a lot of them. They really haven't did anything outside of that. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't have tried, but this is their first attempt, and they should have been given time to learn what works to make something like this successful.
Austin, what do you say? Because I feel like Ed's being a little too harsh.
I get what he's saying, because at the same time it's like because I think you have to be honest that people also jumped on Square Enix for also trying to do this thing with Avengers. Like, why is everybody trying to jump on this Destiny train? Why is everybody trying? Why are we getting a Final Fantasy battle royale game now? Why is everyone trying to jump on this train?
They won't stop hunting you.
For me,
None
it's
of
like,
them
if
will
EA
stop
wants to do
hunting.
that, have another one of their studios do that. Let BioWare do BioWare's thing, and if BioWare wants to do something else, go to that team.
We have to get you out in the morning.
Maybe
I don't think
maybe BioWare themselves want to get away from those RPGs. I mean, they had a lot of RPGs. They had Naruto, they had Mass Effect, of course. They did Dragon Age. They had some offshoots, that weren't technically in that realm. Jade Empire is one, Yeah, so I don't know. I just can't imagine a world where Naughty Dog just continued to make Crash Bandicoot. We wouldn't have Uncharted. We wouldn't have The Last of Us.
I think that.
Say that BioWare. I don't think BioWare shouldn't have done it. I think they should have if that's what they wanted to do. I think they should have just committed to it more. Because remember when that Anthem got announced, Andrea Renee was like,
That
all
was
right,
a chilling
guys
new
sitting in
look
chair,
at Five Nights
what's
at
this
Freddy's
Anthem game?"
security
He's like-
breach.
He's like, yeah, it's coming out like
Up next,
coming
let's take a
out
tour
soon,
of Oddworld
and it's a game.
Soulstorm.
Like, that's literally what he was saying. Was like it's a game
Hi,
that's
I'm
coming
Lon
out.
Creative
And
Director
they were
at
not
Oddworld
ready for
Inhabitants.
it. And
For a lot
Today,
of
I'm
it,
going to take you on a brief tour of our newest game,
For a lot
Oddworld
of it has
Soulstorm.
been trailers. No one did see anything to the beta drop, and the beta had problems. So it's just like you
In
can't.
Soulstorm,
I'm not saying
you
that
reprise the
BioWare
role
shouldn't
of
have
Abe,
done it or
accidental
anything,
hero turned
but
unlikely
we
leader
know that
of an emerging
we know
revolution.
that
As you do
we
battle
hold
through
BioWare
weird
to a
and
high
wonderful
standard
environments
of
in an
quality
effort
in
to
game.
escape
And
That's true.
Powerful and eternally
we know
greedy
that they're
gluttons.
great for narrative games. We know they're
We
great
really
for
wanted to bring this world to
more
life with what we
choices
call
and see
2.9D
what the outcome will
platforming,
be.
which adds much
BioWare
more
just making
depth
a
and
straight shooter
immersion for the player.
to be
This sense of
on the
connection
level
is
of
also
Destiny because
reinforced
they've
through
seen
the
how
use of the
Destiny has been
DualSense's
successful.
haptic feedback,
Wait.
as you'll
Destiny-
now be able to feel Abe's heartbeat
Destiny
in
was
high alert
successful
and
because it
suspenseful
was Bungie,
situations.
and people
I don't.
believe
Wait, hold on.
There are well over
I don't think we
1,000
have
fellow
Anthem because of
Mudokons that you must try to
Destiny.
save along the way.
I don't
But they
think
are
so
far
because
more
Anthem,
than helpless
because
workers
Destiny
looking
was
to be
kind of a
saved.
surprise. Like
When
it wasn't like
used
there was this big ad
effectively, you'll be
campaign,
able
like
to solve
for example,
puzzles,
Metroid
harness
Prime
their
4, for
combined
example.
energy, and be
I
given
don't
the
remember
tools
hearing
they
about things
need
about
to
Destiny
fight alongside
years
you.
before Destiny ever
And there
showed
will
up.
be
Destiny
times
kind
when
of
the
like
extra
dropped.
hands will be needed
As a matter of
as you
fact, I'm not
face
mistaken,
off
it was
against
announced
an
in
array
E3,
of heavily
and a couple
armed
years later,
enemies that will
it was
stop
on
at
PS4.
nothing to find and end
If
Abe
I'm not
once
mistaken.
and for all.
There have been some more trailers because even I talked to Corey about this. I'm like, they did
In order
that.
to stand
like he
a
showed me an
chance
actual
against this
trailer
much larger threat,
on how
we
the
gave
game was
Abe the
going to
ability
be
to
before the game
scavenge,
actually
loot,
came
and
out. I
pickpocket
didn't know
items
nothing
from his
about it.
surroundings
I
and use
you
them
know,
to craft
and
an
I think
impressive
with-
arsenal of his own that he can
this-
share with others.
With this game, it was something new for.
You can also
Yo,
play as a non-lethal
I'm getting
pacifist or
I'm
an
getting
agent of
emails
chaos.
from Square
We wanted
Enix
you to have
from
a choice.
Square Enix.
There is one iconic ability for our shamanic protagonist, possession.
I think that EA
This
should've
mystical power
gave them
allows you to
time
take
for
control
this
of your
game
foes and
instead
use
of
their
trying to
strengths
make
and
BioWare
weapons
do
against
something
them,
like
or
this
use them
so
to
they can
gain
be on the
access
level
to paths
of.
still
It's
ahead.
just one of those. You got to be on the same
The
bandwagon
Oddworld
as
universe
this
is a
because we know
diverse place,
money
and
is
this
gonna be
means that
out
there
of-
are some
come out
environments
from
and
this.
situations
because you
that
guys are
require a little
BioWare,
more
you guys
thought,
have a
patience,
community.
and
So
stealth.
we know that
You'll
they're
find
support.
dark and dangerous
It's the
caves,
PUBG, it's
heavily
the
guarded
PUBG thing
industrial
with
sites,
Fortnite
and
and
ancient
everything.
forgotten
PUBG
lands.
being successful, so
Here
Fortnite
we've
had to
built
do
lots
it.
of
And then you get
opportunities
all
for
these
you to
battle
test your
royale
skills
games
and
who are
find
trying to
different
do
ways to
something
handle
that
things.
Well, I had to say it.
It won't be
but
easy.
PUBG
If
let
being hunted
themselves
by an
get scooped
army
by
backed by a
Fortnite.
shady and wealthy
let
organization
themselves
isn't
get
bad
scooped.
enough. There are
And
also
that-
more dangers.
Yeah,
in the forms
the
of natural
number one
obstacles,
thing that was
ancient
going
traps,
going
trials
against them was the
swarming
fact
dark
that they were
creatures,
always early
and
access.
industrial hazards that must be
and,
dodged,
and anybody
crossed,
knows me
and
knows
avoided.
I hate early
Ultimately,
access. I feel
Abe's
like
journey
I'm
is
just
one of
giving
hope,
you money
freedom,
for a
and
game
truth.
that is never
There's a
going to
rich
get
and
finished.
engaging narrative to
I think
discover in
it's
a
the
world
chasing
full of
trends
lies.
kind of thing.
And we've been able to
You
bring
know,
our characters
when
to life
something is
like
trending,
never before.
people want to chase
In
it,
true
so they'll
Oddworld
do something
fashion,
to get
your
to it.
actions
To be
in
almost
game
like
will
this.
decide
And
the
maybe
fate
that's
of
kind
Abe
of what
and all those you
EA
manage
might
to
have
liberate
thought with
along the
Anthem
way.
because
And
of
we can't
how
wait to
big
see what
Destiny
you
was.
will
Yes,
do.
Destiny had some faults, and it had to grow because it was something new for Bungie themselves. But look where they came from. Look what they got.
All right, but just to wrap this segment up real fast, a new blog post from Anthem, I'm sorry, from BioWare.
That was the latest on
states that
Oddworld
while the live
Soulstorm.
service will
And here's
remain
some
active,
exciting news.
development on any new content or
PlayStation Plus
updates
members
has
will get
ceased.
the PS5
In a
version
statement,
for no
I
extra
know
cost,
this will be
starting
disappointing
in
to the
April.
community of
PS5
Anthem
version
players
for
who have
no
been
extra
excited to
cost,
see the
starting in April.
improvements we've been working on. It's also disappointing for the team
Moving
who are doing
on,
brilliant work.
it's time to catch up
says
with
Christian
Kena
Daly.
Bridge of Spirits,
Bloomberg has
a
reported that
gorgeous
a
new
small
adventure
team
we
that
last
had
saw
been
in the
working
June
on the
PS5
project has been
showcase.
moved to the studio's next RPG, Dragon Age 4. There's also a couple of sightings that the COVID-19 pandemic had a huge impact on the team's production efforts, meaning it couldn't finish everything it set out to do, which is unfortunate, of course. Game development is hard. Decisions like these are not easy. Moving forward, we need to laser focus our efforts as a studio to strengthen the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles while continuing to provide quality updates to the Star Wars Old Republic. Right. Well, I mean, rest in peace, Anthem. I feel like we barely knew you. I feel like we barely knew you. I know I did not give you guys a fair shake because the one thing that really hurt me the most is the fact that EA and BioWare pulled crucial resources from Mass Effect Andromeda, and of course Mass Effect Andromeda suffered as a whole because they were trying to push their big baby out, which is Anthem.
And I will say I beat Anthem, and I drove what I experienced.
But that power faded.
I mean, the story is that LAN Party started because of Anthem. That's kind of how we all started talking to each other. So, I mean, I'll have memories of it. I was the Colossus, and I was running into players, but into enemies and stuff. But I feel like if EA would allow them to commit to it more, or if EA just didn't make them do this game, it felt like either they weren't able to commit as much as they wanted to, or they just really didn't want to do this kind of game at all. And I think the story was actually interesting. It's just nothing else happened. And I had no reason to go back.
Same.
All right, so we're gonna move on to our next topic, which is actually a big one for, which is actually a big topic for this month, especially for Sony. We've got the PlayStation at Home Spectacular. I'm gonna call it spectacular. It's returning. It has 4 months of offers for PlayStation games and entertainment that begin on March the 1st. Free games have been outlined, but for right now, just take note. If you've never had a chance to play the Ratchet & Clank PS4 release, it's going to be the first free title. It'll be free from March the 1st all the way through to the end of until April the 1st. So yeah, and the Ratchet & Clank, it's a reboot / remaster, whatever you want to call it, but I enjoyed that immensely. So yeah. It's one of those games that you definitely don't want to miss, especially if you're a Ratchet & Clank, enthusiast, because Rift Apart is coming.
And I'll say this: the Ratchet & Clank, I think people get confused when they hear like reboot, remaster kind of thing. It's like, no, it's a different story. Like, there's a different story. The character between, like, the friendship between Ratchet and Clank is totally different than it was in the first game. Whereas, like, the first game, they weren't really friends at all. They didn't trust each other. And this one, they kind of become more friends
shooter
and
developed
stuff.
by the team at Arcane.
It's one of my favorite series. Period. I love that game. It's my top of PS4, so definitely go play that game.
Yeah, I bought this game when it came out. I enjoyed it for what it is. I think the only thing that I have a problem with the Ratchet & Clank games is that I don't use all the weapons.
I think everybody has that problem. Like, that's like I barely ever used the frog suit in Super Mario 3.
Yeah, but it's just like, I think Insomniac is so great at creating weapons that it's a shame that not all of them get used in a creative way, I should say. But yeah, if people haven't played it, it's a great game to get. Definitely one that I recommend. I think this play at home is gonna suck for me because I feel like all 4 games that they're gonna put on are already on the beat. Like, dang it.
Wait. Do you know something I don't? Because they've only announced 1 game so far.
I'm just saying.
But honestly, but wait, there's more, because starting on March the 25th, there's gonna be a free 3-month trial of Funimation.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Because Sony just recently acquired Funimation, and they're wrapping up acquisition of Crunchyroll.
I can watch some anime series on there real quick and be done with it.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, Funimation, the anime-focused subscription-based service, will be offering new subscribers extended access to the service. The free trial will last for 3 months. So yeah, the list is going to be growing over the next few months. Crossroads will update you as new titles and new perks happen, because they happen all the way through July of this year. So definitely stay tuned with us for that. And let's talk about another story, because this is a story that has me excited. Because anybody that knows me knows I love me a good fighting game, especially Tekken 7. And Tekken 7 has just unveiled their next new character for their Season 4 Seasons Pass, which we don't know a lot about her, but this character is described as the Prime Minister of Poland, entering the Tekken universe. It's a female character. We've seen just a little bit about her. I put a link in there to the actual article that will actually, if you follow that link, you'll see the preview trailer for it. But Bandai Namco revealed Tekken 7 will add a new character, the Prime Minister of Poland, and no, it is not the current sitting Prime Minister of Poland, into the Tekken universe as the newest DLC character coming soon. Speaking with Katsuhiro Harada, who is the executive producer for the Tekken series, Harada said that after a current visit to Poland, he got inspired to actually add a character based on from the region of Poland, and come to find out that after doing some research and finding that Poland is one of the countries that had several prime ministers that were female. Because like, why not make it a female fighter? Which Tekken is known for female fighting. but also make her former prime minister.
So basically, some pony hands, some popo, really they tell.
Yes. Yeah.
Bless you with the slap.
Finally made it to Midgard.
Knockout.
Yeah, I'm not gonna check out the article. I'm not really gonna read too much from it, but also note this: like in a follow-up question, Harada mentioned originally shared that he'd like to have his team come back and make a sequel to Tekken
We'll prove
one day.
to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be
Which, by the
trifled
way,
with.
I almost spent money and bought a Wii U for that game. Yeah, that would have been my claim to shame if I bought a Wii U.
What took you?
I have Pokemon.
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe.
You know what? Shout out to the Tekken team for this. I'm glad they are still supporting this game.
Right?
I think this is the longest support they did for a Tekken game.
Yes, I think so because it's definitely had a longer support cycle than Tekken Tag Tournament 2 did.
Yes, and a lot of people love because this game is a serious fighter, but it also has some comedy to it when you went through the endings and everything. And so I'm excited to see this. I just got Tekken 7 on my PlayStation 4. I haven't started it yet. I know if I ever play LeRon, I'm going to get my tail handed to me.
You know what? I might jump on this. Go ahead.
And so I think I'm probably going to definitely end up buying all the seasons and stuff and getting all the characters with it. But I'm excited for this. I gotta see how she fights and how she looks. I didn't get to read the article yet. But I'm interested to see. I just think that's cool. They put in another female character and someone who's kind of religious in the game to be
Man, they just had a female character. They just brought Kunimitsu back. Well, it's not the original Kunimitsu from Tekken 2. But they you know what, here's the one thing I will say about this. Like the Tekken dev team, they love female characters. Yeah, actually they have a bigger roster of female fighting characters than I think any other fighting game franchise, with the exception of the Art of Fighting. Not the Art of Fighting, I'm sorry, the King of Fighters series. King of Fighters. But then again,
Dead or Alive don't have
no. Dead or Alive, they don't have that many females.
Get down here,
the boss of booze, you know.
Yeah, the jiggle technology.
Yeah.
Just to circle back on the PlayStation at home, I think when the Crunchyroll, when the Funimation thing happens, I think I'm going to jump on that free subscription so I can finally watch the Monster Hunter Stories anime.
I'll be there, Richie. Because
I got too many other animes I gotta catch up on.
Oh god, I started My Hero and I haven't even gotten past episode 6.
Oh wow. I think the third season? Third or fourth season?
The third season it has started right now.
Because it's on Hulu. I think the third season.
I
think the third season is on Hulu.
I love My Hero, but I wait for it to finish before I watch it. I'm a binger, so I need to wait for the whole season before I start watching it.
It's so the first and second season is so good. I want to watch the third one.
And LeRon, I definitely say I actually didn't care for it the first probably 5-6 episodes, and then it got really
it takes a while to build.
It's about to pop off basically.
Oh yeah. Dude, when they start going to class and stuff like that, it gets awesome. I love it.
I want to see Food Wars. That's what I want to see. I got to see the third season. That's on the free Funimation thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to subscribe to Crunchyroll. I'm gonna do it with my Switch and then transfer it to everywhere else because I need more anime. I love it.
All right, I've got 2 more news bits for you, and then we're out of here for the night. The next one is there's a huge PS Store indie sale with discounts on a lot of smaller PS5 and PS4 games. I'm not gonna really go over a lot of these details. Some of the ones that stick out there though is Planet Coaster Console Edition, Bridge Constructor, The Walking Dead, Undead Horde, and then there's other ones like Asher and the Children of Morta and Outlast 2. So links in the chat right now. Go check it out. And we're gonna move on to our final blurb, so I can go ahead and let these guys go for tonight, because I'm pretty sure everybody wants.
I may have one more blurb for you.
Oh, cool.
If you don't have it, if you don't have it, because I want to talk about this just a little bit.
You know what? Go ahead and talk about it right now.
Is your last story have anything to do with Call of Duty?
It does not. No. Go for it. Okay. Go for it.
So, the new update for Call of Duty Black Ops and Warzone may not be able to fit 500 gigabyte PS4s.
Ooh.
That's the story.
Yeah, they just did that a couple hours ago.
That was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, coming to the PS5 console later this year.
The 500 gigabyte PS4. That's how big it's got.
And that's our show. We hope you're as excited as we are for what's to come in 2021.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if we're getting a second map. That's my guess. Is we're getting a second map finally.
Yeah, so they're doing some upgrades and they're adding more stuff. So because a lot of the textures that they've been using has been adding a lot to the game, you need like a 1 terabyte external hard drive dedicated to Call of Duty Warzone for it.
That's
so
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, this is the first game where you have to have external hard drive dedicated to that game.
You know what? This is gonna force Sony. Sony's gonna have to eventually open up the code so we can start installing our SSDs into the system.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Or at least have something ready for it, because it's gonna get bad. Like I said, like I told you earlier, LeRon, I told you all the games I downloaded. I think I named 8, and I'm like, well, crap. I'm already almost out, and I haven't downloaded I haven't downloaded NBA. I always have that on there, and I'm like, I might not even be able to fit all my sports games on here.
Aren't you glad you did not get a digital edition? Yeah. Aren't you glad? Because at first I was like, I think I'm gonna get a digital edition. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, nah, I like having physical copies of games. Yeah. And then once we heard about like the limitations of the hard drive space, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I got a disc version.
Which is weird that I don't know why they didn't let the external hard drive out the door. Why they
there's no Sony sanctioned external hard drive, because you can update your system either through just a regular external hard drive, or you will be able to drop an additional M.2 SSD into your system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll be able to expand your hard drive with a second hard drive.
Okay, because I thought like you just hooking up an external hard drive, you couldn't do.
You can hook up externals right now. External hard drives are actually recommended for PS4 games. PS5 games won't run off the external, so PS5 games need to have like actual internal hardware to run properly.
That's weird. Weird. Because like if I had bought just a blank external hard drive and I hook it up to my PS5, it won't work.
To play PS5 games? No. So, like, for example,
to play PS5 games. Yeah.
You want to play Miles Morales? The system itself will even tell you that you need to have it on local hardware.
Yeah. That part is locked. It's not unlocked or anything.
No, right.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's waiting for him to unlock it. Okay. So our final news stream for tonight is. There's been an announcement that Days Gone is coming to PC. So, with this announcement, it is now being said to expect more PlayStation exclusives on the PC, starting after the launch of Days Gone this spring. Austin, we talked about this way back when Horizon Zero Dawn showed up on the PC. Horizon Zero Dawn showed up on the PC, and Detroit Become Human showed up on the PC, and mind was blown.
Yeah. This is coming, and I really don't know who all's complaining about these games coming to PC. Like, why does it even matter? Like, if you played this game, you've already played it. You have it on your console. Now other people get to play it. What's the problem?
I think it's because of the word exclusive. Like I told you guys, I don't call first party games exclusive anymore. I just call them first party titles because I feel like it's going to come to something else eventually and lose that exclusivity. Seeing Sony games, Days Gone is going to have a bigger. I feel like it's going to have a bigger presence on PC because it didn't do well on PS4. It's so well in a sense, but a lot of people just have problems with it. I think the PC community is going to support this like crazy, and the way that they're going to mod this game and everything is going to make that game a whole different universe.
I will say it did sell well. It actually sold pretty well, better than they expected.
Because it
just didn't do well critically.
Right,
and
like it was getting a lot of 6s and 7s in reviews and stuff.
But I think it's because, Horizon came when Horizon's vibe was kind of down. I think God of War will come when people stop talking about God of War, but it's still one of the most talked about games on PS4. And so it's going to be a while until people stop buying that game. They're not going to put it on something else. So
Days Gone got an average Metacritic score of 71 back then.
Right.
The average user score was an 8.3. So you know what? Honestly, a 70 plus Metacritic score is not bad. It's not.
It's like bad compared to Sony titles because we were getting
that's true.
Very unexpected developments in your
Days Gone was like the ugly stepchild.
And this is the thing about it because Crackdown 3 almost got those reviews in that same average score. And then
but there's lots of awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time experience.
Giving them
on
another
PlayStation 5.
platform to be on where people could kind of make the game better on their own.
Hold on. I just had to look it up. I had to look it up before. Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3. I'm on Metacritic right now. Crackdown 3 on the Xbox One had a Metacritic score of 60.
Bandicoot work left off.
It may have dropped it down because like a lot of it they were giving it 6s and 7s and everybody said that it was a fun play.
And his average user score based off of 2017 rankings is 4.2. The PC version was a 54. So we're gonna take those two scores real fast and
we designed Crash Bandicoot 4
average
to
them
leap
out.
off your screen, brimming with
And
bold,
just
vibrant,
saying,
we're looking at an average of 57.
Crash Bandicoot has always looked pretty suave.
But people did enjoy it.
Wait
People
until
who
you see
did
them
buy
spinning
Crackdown
heads in
3, they
native
did
4K
enjoy it.
at
It just
60
didn't
frames
live
per
up
second.
to all the delays and everything. And that's
With the
kind of
weight of the
happened
universe
with
on your
Days
shoulders,
Gone.
and
That some
probably some
people
errands
did
to run.
enjoy it, but
There's little
with
time
all
to
the
wait on
delays
loading
that happened
screens.
to it, it didn't knock it out
DualSense
the park.
wireless
How many
controls
delays
bring
did
adaptive
it
triggers
get?
to your
I don't
fingertips.
remember. I think it only got one delay,
Feel the
as
blast
far as I
of
can tell.
Neocortex's
think it got
DNA
two
changing
delays.
ray gun. Or feel the grip when you grapple a Times
Yeah.
Bookshop.
Okay, I don't remember. It was a
You
game that was
feel
on my
the
list of
boost
games to
of
play,
Crash's
but
jetboard
I've never
and
actually played
really
it.
feel the
I have it
suck
on, I have it on my
back in his
PS5 in
dingo
my
dog.
library right now. Still haven't played it.
Looking to get fully
That
immersed in
game
the
was
Crash
like
Bandicoot universe?
I
Crank it up to
only
11
wanted to
and
play
take your
because
audio
of
into
Terry
an all-new
Crews. That
dimension
is
with
the
enhanced
only
3D
reason I
audio.
would.
Wait, we're talking about Crackdown? We're talking about, you're talking about
Oh,
Crackdown. I was wondering how. I was wondering how many delays.
Yeah, I think Days Gone got 2 delays.
But should our
And
genetically
then
mutated marsupial
Crackdown
lose his
got
way?
about
Okay,
three
it
delays.
looks like
PlayStation 5
it did have
cards
multiple
to track
delays.
your progress.
Okay, because
your
I'm seeing
goals for
I'm
things
seeing a
like time
Kotaku
trials,
article that says it was delayed
flashback
again, so that
levels,
means it's at least delayed
and boss
once.
fights.
Yeah,
I bet
People
Trippy
like
wishes he had that.
is Ben be able
Even
to
bring your
be able to
incomplete
recuperate
save over
this because
from
the
the
last game they
PlayStation
made
4,
before that was
and use the
Uncharted on
activity
Vita.
cards to get
So
to
it was like
106%.
you guys.
And you see there,
One
there
more
you
thing.
go. Like
If you own the
like that's a
PS4
studio
version of the
that
game,
you know
an upgrade
struck
option
out and
is
did something
available.
different.
Check out the PlayStation blog for full details.
Because I love
Whether it's your first
Uncharted.
playthrough or your
Uncharted.
100th,
What was it?
there's
Golden
no
Abyss.
better time to
Golden
experience
Abyss.
Crash
I
Bandicoot
love
4
I love
about
Golden Abyss
time
on the
on
Vita. As a matter of
PlayStation
fact,
5.
it was a must buy.
Yeah, that game really sold the Vita for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You,
Welcome
you
back,
can
Crash.
Say
The
like
gang's all
that
here on
Sony
today's
Bend
new edition
is
of
getting
State of Play. We've
more
got some
love
great updates
than
lined up
another
for you.
studio who also had a game pushed for like 7-8
First,
years.
let's
who
check out
just
the
got,
latest on an
possibly
eagerly
canceled
anticipated
today.
game coming to the PS5
I don't know if we
console
want to
this
talk
spring
about that, LeRon,
from
either,
PlayStation
but,
Studios.
Which one?
the Japan
Hey everyone,
studio.
we at Housemark are excited to give you this sneak peek
so
at Returnal.
I mean,
do we?
In Returnal, you will play as
did what it
Celine,
needed
an
to do
Astra scout.
because they're not in the
alien planet.
Yeah, see, I wonder if The Last
Mysterious
Guardian drops
city.
on PC. Will that
Shadow.
actually bolster any sales?
Players will
I
explore this
kind of feel like it
inscrutable
would,
dark planet
because
and
Last
search
Guardian
for
needs to come to
answers
Switch,
and
honestly,
unfold
'cause
mysteries,
that
Yeah,
might be
yeah,
which may
well,
lead
yeah.
to a
well,
larger
well, the
force.
thing-
honestly, Eco, Last Guardian, Shadow of the Colossus, they
Dashing
all
and
need to be on the
quickly
Switch.
maneuvering
Well,
your way
this is the
above
thing
and
about it.
around
I felt
enemies
like
is key
King
to
Eco
survival in
in Japan Studio. I felt like that was Sony's Nintendo, right there. And I enjoyed the last
You do?
Guardian.
You do?
Yeah, I really thought that was Sony's Nintendo because their games, they have a great design and they had a great feel, and it just felt different. You know, it
With the
didn't.
large
It
variety
didn't
of
feel
enemies
like,
and the
oh,
vast
we need
number
to
of
hype
unique
this game up
movesets
and
each
sell a
possess,
million copies of
combat
stuff.
situations
It just
prove
felt like this
challenging no
is
matter
something
what the
definitely from
circumstances are.
Japan. And
Death
this is just
is
like
only the
no one
beginning.
else in the industry is doing this. To me, it really felt original.
Yeah, I understand what you
Every
mean
time
because
you die
you
and
know
restart,
you had your Last
the world will
Guardian,
change. The map will be different,
which kind of
enemies
has
will
like
appear in new
kind of like that
locations and in
Xenoblade look
differing
almost,
numbers.
not
So you
as
have
far
to
as
think
game wise,
fast
but like
and
as far as art style and stuff. And then like
Here you
Knack
can see the
is
use of the
different,
lightning alt-fire, which
a
is
whole other
great
thing,
for crowd
but-
control.
And then Gravity
This is
Rush is
one of
different.
many
and,
alt-fires that you can acquire in the
I'm
game.
blanking on other things, but you know they had a lot of different games that were Nintendo-esque, like and like Hohoko and Patapons and stuff like that. Those were like the niche Sony games that they would do on PS1
You will
and
stumble
PS2,
across
and now they're
mysterious
kind of like
devices that can grant
I think they
rewards
just
to
kind
the
of like,
player.
well,
These will
we're
vary
kind
from
of the
consumables,
big
and
dogs in
upgrades,
these
and they can
open
completely
world
change
games
your
that people are
playstyle
really
and
buying
make
up and
each
stuff like
cycle
that.
feel
Because
unique.
they literally in the article I read, they were like, we don't
Besides
know
the
if we want to
intense
make games
combat,
like that anymore,
Returnal
and that
also has
kind
a
of made me
deep
sad
and
because that
engaging narrative.
I love Gravity.
We allow
I remember that
players to
article.
piece
I remember that
together
article.
puzzles That is the story of Celine as they venture
It-
deeper and
so
deeper.
I do understand what Ed's saying because I
I
agree with him actually on that, but it's
'Cause
a little disappointing that it's
That
all
can't be here.
kind of going away, and I don't think they'll ever redo any of those franchises.
And I respect the Western developers who make games for Sony, and that they're going for this big cinematic AAA push and everything. But I'm just like, I've done and seen all of this, and it's unimpressive to me because you guys are not doing anything original. And it felt like everything that was coming straight from Japan, it's just like it felt fresh to me, in a sense. I respect Uncharted. I respect the Last of Us Part 2. I respect Resistance and everything that they're doing. And I'm just like, I could find the same experience in other places. Maybe good, maybe not good, but I could find this in other places. For Sony's Japan stuff, I can't find that anywhere. It felt fresh.
Returnal lands on April
When you
30th.
when you say
Developed by the
anywhere, you
talented
mean
team at Hasbro.
across all the other platforms too?
Across all the other
Next,
platforms.
let's take
yeah.
a closer look
Okay,
at a
because
high-impact
because I was
new
about to say,
PS4 game
no,
called
honestly,
Knockout City.
at this point in gaming history, every freaking video game is a copycat of something.
Well, yeah.
But I will say that I think what Sony realized
I'm
is
Josh
like
from Bellin
we
Studios.
can make these
We're an
games, but
indie
they're not
developer
making
based
us
in
the
upstate
big
New York, and we recently
Whereas
announced Knockout
we can
City,
hire
a
smaller
team-based multiplayer
indie
action game
teams
for
who
PS4
are
where
making
rival
the cool
crews
games,
settle their scores
like
with
Solar
epic
Ash,
dodgeball
like stuff like
battles.
that, like and Kena. Those are the
Knockout
games
City
are
is
like,
easy to
oh,
pick up
those
and
are
play,
something
but there's a
different.
lot of
That's
depth
a
here
different
for those who
art
got the
style.
skills.
And they can take
In our
those
1v1
and
face-offs,
we'll
where you'll go
up-
head-to-head
we'll
in a
make a
constantly
look-
shrinking
get a bigger
battleground,
audience.
relying
And
on
with
your
Sony
reflexes and
Worldwide
abilities to
Studios,
knock out
they
an
have
opponent.
Naughty Dog and they
A
have Sucker
well-timed
Punch,
catch
who
powers
will
up the
make
ball,
you the
making it
money.
easier to
Uncharted and The
land
Last of Us will make Sony
Use trick shots to lob the
Yeah,
ball
Naughty
over a
Dog-
ledge
yeah,
or
but
hook it
it's
around a
Naughty
corner.
Dog and
No, it is,
Insomniac
I
and
mean,
all those
fake it throw to
are
mess
all
up your
those studios
opponent's
though
timing
going to
and
make
knock
the
them out
games
before
that
they
a
can
whole
recover.
bunch of other people
When you're in a
want
tough
that
spot with
aren't
the
the
ball flying
mainstream
your way,
titles?
a
No,
last
we
second
have
dodge is
to
the
leave it
difference
to
between
indies.
getting
That's
knocked out and
honestly why
staying in the
Sony
fight.
has their
Keep
Sony
your wits
Indie
about you
Initiative.
and outplay your opponent to bring home a win.
Yeah, but business-wise, when it comes to business,
Let's jump into Team KO, our
Insomniac,
3v3 mode.
Naughty Dog, and
Teamwork makes the dream
Guerrilla,
work in
now
Knockout
Guerrilla
City.
Games, because
If
Guerrilla
your crew
Games
is outmatched,
surprised
a
me.
well-coordinated
Also,
team
yeah,
is
yeah,
still
you
dominant.
know what? Guerrilla Games. Let's
We're
talk
playing in
about them
Back
for a
Alley
second.
Brawl,
Is that
a
another
new map
company
that
that's
you'll
just
find
staying
in
their
our
lane?
upcoming crossplay beta.
They
The
have
special
to
ball
do
for
so,
this
they
map
have to
is
do
the
something
sniper ball,
different.
which
No,
is
And they
no,
aimed
no,
at
no. I
targets
mean,
from
not
far across the
Killzone.
map and
Killzone,
Killzone,
Sony version of
Killzone,
You can take them
Halo.
out
Right,
before they have a
Killzone-
chance to react.
Killzone Shadowfall
Beyond
did
special
well
balls,
because that was the
each
thing
map
that was
features a
selling
unique
PlayStation
mechanic.
4, but
In
it
Back
didn't
Alley
do
Brawl, you
well
can hop
enough.
between two
Wrestle
to make
Gun,
get away or use them to sneak up on your opponents.
Wrestle Gun, because Wrestle Gun
Caught
was selling
empty-handed?
PS4 over
You can
Killzone.
literally be
Just
the
had
ball, a new
yeah.
weapon for your teammate.
Everybody was the talk when PS4
Awesome.
Or risk it all.
When
Yeah,
PS4
when
Charge up a teammate,
yeah, when
launch
it
a
launched.
into the air with an ultimate throw, and they'll land in a huge instant KO explosion.
But Killzone has the skills.
Oh, well, hold on, Austin. Which launch title would you
Team
rather
here at
play?
Bone has been obsessed with
Resogun or
this
Knack?
over the last 4 years. Knockout City is coming out May 21st, and we'd love your help in the final stretch of development.
No.
And sign up for our
But Knack was
crossplay
part
beta
of
at knockoutcity.com to play early on
wasn't Knack
PlayStation.
PS3?
See you
Nope,
soon,
Knack was
brawlers.
PS4.
No.
Knack was PS4. Knack was PS4. Because I remember they were talking about the particle physics in Knack, and only PS4 could do that at the time for Sony.
Knack, Resogun, Killzone, Call of Duty,
Time
Ghost.
for something new. Here's your first
those
look
were- I
at
think
an
those were
upcoming
the-
PS5 game
I think
from the
Assassin's
team
Creed
at
4
Slowclap.
was
Black
on there,
Flag.
Black Flag, and was Last of Us Remastered?
Last of Us Remastered came out within 2 months of PlayStation 4's
2
months.
months.
Yeah, because they
And
did
then Infamous also came out like 4 months later. I think.
Yeah, Infamous
which was,
Second
like,
Son.
launch
Infamous Second
window.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I bought Infamous Second Son before I actually had a PS4. No, that's a little trick I do. When I know I'm getting a system, I start buying the games and the accessories before I actually have the system. So I don't walk into a store, spend $500 for a PS5, $70 for an extra controller, and then I have to spend $70 for $210 more for like 3 games.
Well, shoot, everybody was doing that for Switch. Like, Breath of the Wild became hard to find because everybody was buying it before the Switch, they could get their hands on the Switch. They were preparing all the games that they wanted to play.
Yeah, Switch is actually the only console I ever bought on day one, but I remember making the GameStop guy really happy when I bought my PS4 because I knew exactly all the games I wanted. This is like a year after PS4 came out, and I bought like 7 games. I bought 2 controllers. He's like has attachments out the wall. Like I was like, I'm making your manager happy.
That
I know
was the
this.
debut of
But I've been
Seafood,
saving
coming
up.
to
I've
the
been ready
PS5
for this
console
day.
later this year.
I know. I waited a
Now
year.
let's get an update on
because,
Solar Ash, an
I
epic
got
new
my
PS5 adventure from Heart
Xbox
Machine.
One before I got my PlayStation 4. And only reason I got my Xbox One because of Ori and Rise of the Tomb Raider. And then I was just like, well, I got $1,500 from my check at Toys R Us for the holiday. I'll spend the $500 and get the PS4. And then I got the Battlefield one, the Star Wars one. And let someone have the Star Wars game. Kept the system for myself.
Hey,
was that when
I'm
Battlefield?
Alex Preston,
Was it Battlefield?
creative
I think
director of
Battlefield
Heart Machine.
Hardline was also
You might know us as the team
launched
behind Hyperlight
PS4.
Drifter.
That was a bad.
Today, I'm here to show you the first
You know, but
game
that was
for our new
it
title.
was a decent
Solar
game.
Ash.
I enjoyed it, but I played it on PC.
I played it
Solar
on
Ash
PS.
is a huge
I mean, the
stylish
single
3D
player was
platformer
good, but that was
focused on
it.
speed.
After that,
Honestly, yes, I
Set
agree.
inside a giant black hole.
I
It's
agree.
the Ultra Core,
Trust me, the
which is
multiplayer is
consuming
gone. It's
everything in its path.
Yeah.
You play as
yeah.
Ray, a daring void runner
But for
who has
studio,
decided
I
to
think
venture
studio,
into this
I mean
terrifying
Japan
anomaly
studio.
as a last-ditch
It's gonna be
effort
sad
to
if they
save her
actually
homeworld.
close them down and stuff.
Ray
'cause-
is extremely
I think
agile,
the writing's on
and
the
can
wall
speed
for them.
across the world
Honestly,
with
the
abilities
news
akin to
article
skating.
Austin and I read,
On
it
the
looks like the
ash
writing's on the
clouds,
wall for
she
them.
can quickly cover
Yeah, because they
great
was like some
distances
people
in
had
her
left
huge
and
world.
everything, and I think some of them.
Yeah, they're
went-
atrophying
At its
talent,
core,
but
Solar Ash
some of that
is a
talent
game
is
about
going other
movement,
places.
and
You
Ray
know,
has everything she needs to flow
and
through
you know, I don't
dangerous
know.
and unique
I don't
world.
feel like I don't feel that Sony like squandered the assets with them. I just think that it's kind of like how I am with Nintendo sometimes. I feel like I outgrew Nintendo. I feel
As
like
you
there's
journey
a
to
lot
save
of
your
gamers
planet,
that have kind of
you'll find
outgrown the
yourself face to
content that they
face
make.
with grotesque
You know?
and violent creatures.
Yeah.
Our combat system
But
is
this
And,
simple,
you know,
fast,
and honestly, there's nothing wrong with
built
that.
to
I mean, you
empower
know, like we
players
need
and
people with
encourage flow.
imaginations to keep our imaginations going. But
As you
sometimes
explore
if
the
our
Ultra,
imaginations die, it
enemy
forces other
encounters
people's
will scale
creativity
to greater
to
and
stifle.
greater sizes. Some of these creatures
So,
require
I
speed
mean,
and
I would be
precise
sad
timing to
if
defeat.
Japan Studio when if like Sony like officially close them. I would be sad because I look forward to their games and stuff. And I know they got a lot of
Ray will
talented
eventually need to face
developers
the massive
within
sentinels of this void.
Sony's worldwide
Wretched,
studios.
starved beasts
But
that hold the key to her
the
quest.
Japanese representation, I feel like it's gonna be like gone and stuff. That's sad.
All right. So any final thoughts here? Because that was all the news blurbs I wanted to go over.
solar ash is hardened
for
into the vision of the
our
adventure
special
platform.
episode of Crossroads.
The giant spaces,
Ready to
feel
play
of
my
movement,
PS5.
the flow of combat, and
Oh yeah.
high-stakes battles.
So, wait,
Enormous beasts
so what have you
all
been
come
flexing
together
right now
to bring
with your
players
PS5?
something we think is incredibly
So
unique,
I
and more importantly,
I'm
fun.
committed to finishing Horizon so I can play the
This game is a
DLC.
labor
So
of
that is
love
the first
for
thing I'm going to
everyone
play
on
on
the
my
Heart Machine
PS5.
team.
But as soon as
We're
that
excited
ends,
to
I'm going
bring
to jump
Solar
right
Ash
into
to
Spider-Man
PS5
Miles
and
Morales.
PS4 later
Then
this
I'm
year.
going to jump into Call of Duty, Black Ops Cold War, play some multiplayer, then play the single player, and then
If
after
you're
that,
a fan
who
of
knows?
scary
Who knows what
games,
I might
this
play?
next one is for you.
I'm hoping to get all that done. I'm hoping to get those 2 games, maybe Bug Snacks and Maneater done before Returnal comes
Wait,
out.
was Bugsnax still free?
It's not free this month, but I downloaded them. I added.
Oh,
them to
you
my
pre-downloaded them.
Yeah.
They're boys and girls. There's the trick. If you know you're gonna get a PlayStation and you already have a Sony account,
add those
just
games.
go on to the website and add them to your library. You know, even if you don't have your PlayStation now, but you know you're getting one.
Yeah,
I got Bugsnax, Destruction All Stars, Control.
That's what I did.
Those are the 3 games I think. I think there's more too, but I can't remember.
Bugsnax I didn't get, but Destruction All Stars and Control I did. And I don't even want to do Control for the DLC.
Gregory, we can get you out of here.
Let me tell you,
You
when
and
I
me
found
together.
out Control, the complete edition was coming to Sony, I immediately uninstalled the Control that I just got off of Game Pass. I immediately uninstalled it.
Yeah, I was waiting for that game because I kept hearing that there's a lot of like frame rate issues and just like weird buggy things. I was like, I'm just gonna wait till the PS5. When I get the PS5 version, it'll tweak things.
They said that some people are still dealing with those issues because they didn't really touch it up.
I mean, it is.
On the PS5 version?
Yeah, on Series X and PS.
Both of you.
All right. Well, hey guys, thanks a lot for hanging out with me on this impromptu live react because this is my very first one, and if anyone was back with us on like the very first or second episode of Crossroads, we tried to do this with the state of play, and it did not go well.
There's more going on here.
But I've gotten better with my streaming here. So hopefully everyone that checked it out, you guys enjoyed yourself. Ed, Austin, plug yourselves, please.
That was a
You guys
chilling
can
new
find me on
look
Twitter
at
that
Five
Retro
Nights
Code.
at
Check out
Freddy's
Nintendo Power
Security
Block,
Breach.
We Talk the Walk, and more at WatchRushGames.com.
Up next,
and
let's
check
take a
out
tour
my
of
podcast,
Oddworld
Optional Opinion on
Soulstorm.
SoundCloud.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can find me
Hi,
at
I'm LeRon
PlayStaustin
creative
on
director
Twitter.
at Oddworld
You can
Inhabitants.
find all
Today, I'm
my
gonna take you on
other
a brief
names in
tour
there
of our
on the
newest game,
tweets.
Oddworld Soulstorm.
Catch me on Crossroads, of course, with
They've
LeRon,
always known
and
you
then
were
and Nelly,
Do
and
you
then
know
of course
why
catch
you
me on
have?
Lamb Party
In
as
Soulstorm,
well.
you reprise the
and
role
I
of
think
Abe,
I'm gonna be
accidental
doing
hero
some
turned
streaming
unlikely
soon
leader
with the
in a
PS5.
new revolution.
Nice,
So,
yes.
You do
I
battle through
haven't made
weird
the
and
Twitch
wonderful
page yet 'cause I'm
environments in an
tired of my
effort
old
to
name,
escape
so I'm
the
gonna be making a new
all-powerful
one.
and
But
eternally
I'm
greedy
gonna try to get
Gluckins.
I actually shouldn't say this online. I want to
We
get
really
my actual
wanted to bring
name on
this
Twitter
world
out there
to life
as well.
with what
so,
we call 2.9D
might
platforming,
look out
which
for that
adds
in the
much
next
more
few
depth
days.
and immersion
Oh,
for
and one
the player.
also everybody check out
This sense
Arsenal
of
X.
connection
We
is
are
also
back on
reinforced through the use of the dual
Yes.
senses haptic
Yes.
feedback. As
All
you'll
right,
now
and you
be
guys
able to
already
feel
know the
Abe's
deal is with me.
heartbeat in high
I'm
alert and
Exodus803 on
suspenseful
social
situations.
media. Also, that is my Twitch handle that you guys are watching
There are
tonight.
well
Thank
over
you very much. I
1,000
appreciate
fellow
it.
Woodawkins that
Also,
you must
don't
try to
forget
save along the way.
if you
But
want
they
to
are
catch
far
me playing
more
any
than
video
helpless
games,
workers looking to be
Exodus803 is
saved.
my
When
handle for
used
PSN,
effectively,
and
you'll be able to solve
Exodus0803 is my
puzzles,
handle
harness
for
their
Xbox
combined
Live.
energy, and be given the
If you
tools
look in the
they
chat
need
right now,
to
I've
fight
thrown
alongside
some nice little links up there.
And there will
You'll
be
see links to
times
the
when the
YouTube
extra
Boss Rush
hands will be
Games,
needed as you face
the
off
YouTube
against
channel
an
for Boss Rush
array
Games.
of
You'll also
heavily
see the
armed
website
enemies
plugged
that will
for
stop at
BossRushGames.com as a
nothing
whole,
to find and end
where
Abe once
Austin and I,
and for all.
are Austin and I and Nelly are hosts of the Crossroads PlayStation
In
Show
order
on
to
Tuesday
stand a
nights at 8
chance
p.m.
against this
on
much
Twitch
larger
channel
threat,
right here.
we gave
And
Abe the ability
also don't
to
forget our social
scavenge,
media
loot,
at
pickpocket
PS_Crossroads,
items from his
and
surroundings
there's also a
and
link
use
to our
them to
Discord for
craft
Boss
an
Rush Games as
impressive
well in there. I
arsenal of
know
his own
I
that he can
said
share
an
with
awful
others.
lot. I've said enough. I've
You
said
can also play as a
I gotta
non-lethal
do the same
pacifist
thing
or
on
an
Monday.
agent of chaos.
Right,
You have
everything.
the choice. But there is one iconic
and
ability
also,
for our
head over
protagonist,
to bossrushgames.com
possession.
right now if
This
you have a
mystical
chance.
power allows
and,
you to take control of
show
your
some
foes
love to our
and use their
second
strengths
class
and
of,
weapons
of
against
content
them, or
creators
use
and
them to gain
podcasts and
access
developers
to
and
paths
stuff like
still
that.
ahead.
You will have a blast getting to meet them and getting to know
The
them.
Oddworld
we
universe
love
is
you
a
guys.
diverse place,
and
and this means that there are
that's
some
it for
environments
tonight.
and
We
situations
appreciate
that
it. You
require
guys
a
take
little
care.
more thought,
And
patience,
you know what?
and
I'm
stealth.
gonna roll an ad.
You'll find dark and dangerous
channel's open.
caves, heavily guarded
Have a good night,
industrial
y'all.
sites, and ancient forgotten lands. Here, we've built lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find different ways to handle things. It won't be easy. If being hunted by an army backed by a shady and wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural obstacles, ancient traps, trials against swarming dark creatures, and industrial hazards that must be dodged, crossed, and avoided. Ultimately, Abe's journey is one of hope, freedom, and truth. There's a rich and engaging narrative to discover in a world full of lies, and we've been able to